So we can count on you for a $5,000 pledge today?
Yeah, if I get it recouped.
Okay, all right, great. Oh, I can't promise the recoup. I just want the pledge.
All right, pledge.
We'll get you a tote bag.
Great. 10? We can get to 10.
No.
Why not?
5.
10?
You're in for 5?
I got you
For
from
5.
2 to 5
Okay.
so fast. Some old sales tricks right there. On today's Pardon My Take, the Celtics have a commanding 2-0 lead over the Mavericks. We're going to talk about Game 2 that we just watched. We had Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Goalie Bob stood on his head. We have a great interview with our longtime friend Greg Olsen, getting ready for TEU. And we got some other sports to talk about. I heard there was maybe a snub on the women's Olympic team.
Yeah, we got to dive into that big time.
Oh, man.
I've got all the data.
Yeah, so we are brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. DraftKings, we're this close to crowning an NBA champion with the action heating up on the court. It's even hotter at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. And DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered every step of the way with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. Don't miss out as the NBA postseason winds down. It's super easy to get started with DraftKings. If you're a first-timer, try betting on something like a team to win. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, place your first bet. It's that simple. Hank, find me the line for Game 3 on Wednesday night. And if you're new to DraftKings, I'm going to say Mavericks. I'm going to say Celtics -2.
That sounds right.
And if you're new to DraftKings, no.
Dogs.
Mavericks -2?
-1.5.
Wow. And if you're new to DraftKings, you got to check this out. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers. Get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Monday, June 10th, and Hank is bopping around. The Celtics are up 2-0. Congratulations, Hank.
Thank you.
Your team is so much better than the Mavs.
Yeah, they are. They are a way better team.
It's
Great
not
team win.
Not even really close. So you're up 2-0 right now. 92.6% of the time, the team that goes up 2-0 in the NBA playoffs ends up closing it out. And in the NBA Finals, it is 86.1% of the time. So you guys are looking pretty good right now.
Where were you for the Jrue Holiday game? That was crazy because they basically, the broadcasting booth was like, the Celtics have the best backcourt, one of the best backcourts of all time, with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and Jrue Holiday and Derek White were incredible tonight. They have, Derek White is their fourth, I mean, with a healthy Porzingis, Derek White is their fourth or fifth option, and he was, like, imagine having that on your team. They're just such a good team.
One of the all-time blocks in playoff history. I'm trying to think of some of the other chase-down blocks that have occurred in the finals. That one, it really is the one that jumps to mind. Although you will have losers every time you talk about that block that will say it was a foul.
Yeah.
Just tune the haters out.
It might have been a foul, but who cares?
They didn't call it. They didn't call it, right?
It was Jrue Holiday was out of his mind. Derek White was huge. Jason Tatum, I know he didn't shoot well, but he played an incredible all-around game, rebounding, assists. He was one rebound away from a triple-double.
He really wanted that rebound.
He's also being guarded in a way that, I think if you could make any critique on Jason Tatum, it's weird that he's missing some of his layups, but everything else, like, he's getting double-teamed, he's making the right pass, and he, the focus that they put on him opens up everyone else, and he had a great game even though he didn't shoot well.
I have a fun stat for you, Big Cat, about Jason Tatum and his shooting woes.
Ooh.
The Celtics in the playoffs, when Tatum shoots beneath 50% this year, they're 6-0.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he realizes when he doesn't have his,
Well, they've only lost 2 games.
It's true.
His A game, he does a great job facilitating.
I'm trying to gas Hank up because I want cockier Hank.
Does Jason Kidd go into the next press conference saying Jrue Holiday is their best player?
He's gonna have to. He's gonna have to do something. That was a smart move by him. It was
It was
basically like we're already out of this. I need to just like empty the tank.
Yeah,
it was desperate.
Do anything I can because we're not going to beat them, straight up.
So set the table. If you didn't hear, Jason Kidd in a press conference said, yeah, Jaylen Brown, he's a great player. He's their best player. And it was very much designed to get, I don't know, maybe like Tatum reaching for something or Jaylen Brown like in his own head. He was trying to pull a move like a psychology move like Phil Jackson used to do. But it does feel like it's too early in the series to break out the big guns.
And it also feels like it's 3 years too late.
Yeah, that's like a narrative that they've been dealing with for their entire tenure together.
And there was probably some truth to it a few years ago, but they've been through wars and like the maturity. I mean, you saw Jason Tatum, like he did not shoot well tonight, but he still was super impactful. And like that's the difference in maturity and like where they are as a team. Mm-hmm. They're just way better than the Mavs. And then on the Mavs side, Kyrie Irving, Luka can't do much more. That first half, he was out of control and he ran out of gas a little bit. And it was also smart. The Celtics basically like played him one-on-one for a long time. Then they're like, all right, now we're going to double him. No one's in like, in a feel for the game.
And they just attack him on defense offense every single possession.
But Kyrie, like that's the difference. Kyrie, you are supposed to be one of the best players on the court, and through 2 games you have not. Like when Luka comes out, Kyrie has to be the guy, and he hasn't been even close to the guy.
0-12 since he stomped unlucky.
Do you feel that Kyrie is though kind of delivering on his promise to bring a championship to Boston? Because he is. Yeah. He kind of is, like the way he's playing.
Yeah, no, he's playing terrible. I mean, he's not shooting well. He's not. He wasn't even like a factor. It felt like for half the game, like he just disappeared.
He hasn't made a single 3-point shot yet. And so I think he's 0 for 8 from 3 right now. And somebody needs to like snap Kyrie out of this because we've been glazing Kyrie a lot these playoffs, talking about how mature he's gotten and how it's interesting how he's like found a fit on a team and he's not causing any division. He needs to get weird with it. Kyrie needs to get back. Like, has Kyrie gotten too mature? Yeah. Is a question we should be asking.
I do think this could just be dumb sports fan take, but I do think there is something to the fact that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum played him one-on-one in practice all the time for years, and it's like that. They probably feel a lot more comfortable going up against him because they know his bag. Like obviously he's one of the best players in the world, but they've been in those situations day in and day out, and like you can see when they play that they're not. Doesn't matter who's guarding them. Like they're ready to face the challenge.
You know what they're really good at doing? I saw this from Tatum and from Jaylen Brown tonight. They can time when Kyrie does the like almost fake spin, and they poke their hand on the backside as the ball is coming up, and it's like a very, very small window that you have to hit with them. But they both do have that timed out.
Yeah, I mean the Celtics defense has been incredible. They can't. The role players for the Mavs can't get any of their shots off. Like Luka, they basically like Luka's going to do what he does, and we can live with that because no one else is going to be able to do anything because we can guard everyone else one-on-one and have no problem. And like every guy can play defense on their team, and Kyrie is just he's just been completely shut down. Luka had 8 turnovers. Like that's how good the Celtics defense has been. They're just a better team front to back, back to front. There's not the only bad thing that happened tonight was Porzingis looked like he got hurt again, and Max was celebrating before the podcast.
Yeah, we walked in and Max goes, "Oh, Porzingis got hurt. Let's go."
That is.
Let's play the audio. Play the audio.
Are you gaslighting us, Max?
This is out of context. Porzingis. Oh, let's go. Porzingis kind of got hurt tonight.
Save for the show. Save for the show.
Were you recording that, Memes?
What? No, you're gaslighting. You're gaslighting.
No, I'm genuine. I didn't have the cans on. I just heard everybody say, "Wow, Max just was celebrating that Kristaps got injured."
I was not celebrating.
Let's go.
Me and Memes do a very poor job of updating the hurt or injured board behind Hank, and I realized that we did not update it before this game. So I turned to Hank and to Memes. I was like, "Oh, nice. Porzingis actually got hurt, so it's not out. It's
so
not
that sounds
outdated."
like celebrating to me.
That's not what you said, though. You said, "Oh, nice, Porzingis got hurt again. Let's go."
Shane, let's do a quote card. "Oh, nice, Porzingis got hurt again."
That was only
Max
because it was
let's go. Don't forget the let's go.
It was only because of the context of the hurt or injured board because I forgot to update it, but it updated. It kind of updated.
We don't celebrate injuries on this podcast.
It's
Max.
not an injury. That wasn't an injury. That was legitimately just a.
You were happy that he was injured.
Max.
For the sake of that one thing. And, like, he's not really injured. Like, he's going to play next game. It doesn't matter. he's going to play and he's going to be fine next game.
Max, you know what you need to transition your brain to, because this series, the Celtics are just better.
Yeah, no, this is over.
You need as a
Jason Tatum just needs to play horribly. That's all I care about. He sucks. You guys were sucking his dick. He sucked tonight.
I mean, he didn't.
He's
suck.
terrified. He was terrified to shoot the ball tonight.
His shooting has been bad.
It was weird. It's weird. He had open looks at the rim and then he would just pass out every time. It was weird.
I mean,
it's
he
weird.
did have 12 assists.
Yeah, but there were times where he had the easier shot and he just didn't take it.
Okay, so Max, what you need to transition to, because you are the biggest Hank hater on the podcast, which is actually, there is competition for that, and you take the cake.
Yeah, no, I happily take that cake.
PFT and I do try to vie for that every now and then. It's like one of those
Low-key memes is the biggest Hank hater.
Yes,
oh
sure.
Yeah, no, memes is 100% the biggest.
It's one of those interactive graphics where it shows it'll
like
be
followers year over year.
Yeah, like points leaders or home run leaders in Major League Baseball, and it just every now and then it will be PFT or me or memes will pop up, but you stay up there. You never leave it for very long.
Well,
so
Hank's such a dick to me whenever my team loses.
When you need to
his team just fucking win.
Well,
I would be nice to you if they won, though.
You need to be rooting.
That's true. Hank would be. He's a very, very gracious friend when your teams end up winning.
You need to root for a sweep, because Friday night would be Game 4, and we would have it basically be old news when we record on Sunday.
True. I mean, I don't care anymore.
Max, which would you be, as a hater of Hank, which would you be rooting for harder? Kristaps Porzingis to be injured and out for the rest of the... Wait, let me finish the fucking question, Max.
The other.
No, Hank is loving this.
Okay. Or Luka's rib injury to be severe, and he can't play for the rest of the series. That way you can tell Hank that's a Mickey Mouse championship.
Well, I could put it on... Well,
Flags fly forever.
I said that to...
Yeah, he did. He said that to me before.
Yeah,
he said he hoped that Luka was out.
Oh, my God.
He wanted Luka to be out for the rest of the series.
You do just root for injuries.
Yeah. He wanted Luka to be out for the rest of the series.
It doesn't matter who it is.
What do you have against Europeans?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Slovenia.
Nothing. I just I don't know. This is bullshit. This isn't even fun.
None of these guys are even Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fake Italian.
Gallinari would never.
Another fun fact about this Celtics team, Hank. They are now 13-0 on Sundays.
That is a very fun fact.
Crazy.
Game 7.
Game 7 would be a Sunday. Yeah. It's not going to get.
I don't think. 7. I mean, if the Mavs don't win Game 3, it's a sweep.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I'd say that anything less than, if it goes 6 games, that's a big disappointment. I wouldn't even give the Celtics a championship if they win.
I mean, the Mavs role players, like they're also gonna make shots, but the Celtics also, like, their bad shooting game, you knew they were gonna have one.
Yeah, and this was the one.
And they won.
Mm-hmm. What were they, 26% from 3?
Yeah, and they even had Peyton Pritchard throwing in that half-court shot.
That was huge.
Beautiful. Awesome. It was beautiful. I will agree with Max that Tatum, yes, he had a great statistical game, and he did really well in terms of his passing. But they're
triple teaming him every time he touches the ball.
But
they're putting a lot of focus on him.
He's passing up open shots. It's in his head.
He had 13 assists.
He's thinking about it.
You said it yourself. While we were watching the game, you were like, I don't know why he's not taking that.
There was a couple, but it's not a problem.
Obviously, because you won by 15 points, it's not a problem.
As someone who thinks that Tatum is overrated by sitting next to Hank when he said that Tatum was better than Luka, Tatum played well tonight. Like, he didn't shoot well, but the impact he had on the game was significant.
Yeah, but you can't say that you watched that game and you that looks like a guy who was wanted. And the game was close at times.
Remember Game 7 versus Philly when he was terrible and then he just took over in the fourth quarter? Like, he does that.
But if you take him out of that game, it's a completely different Celtics team, because they can't. He makes so much, and his rebounding is so good, and there's so many more parts of the game. I agree that his shot looks off.
Yes, and that's all I'm saying.
It's more his layups. His layups have not been going in like they usually do, but everything else he does is winning basketball.
Yeah.
Right now, he would be, if you were to rank your NBA Finals MVPs for the Celtics, what would he be, 4th?
I don't know. Almost getting a triple-double today. I mean, that would be 4th would seem – I mean, you can't do it after 2 games.
It's pretty close, yeah. I mean, it's probably Jalen.
I mean,
Jrue. Porzingis would get some
Jalen,
votes. Jrue would get
Porzingis,
some
Jrue.
votes. I mean, it's 2 games, so it
just shows how good
vicious.
there are as a full team.
Yeah. There's just so many guys on this team.
They're deep.
Brad Stevens should get the
Stevens.
NBA
said that
MVP.
Lucky.
Post-game.
Yeah.
Lucky should get MVP consideration.
Kyrie, this is The Kyrie story arc just having like a renaissance this entire spring.
But you know what I'm saying? Like when they talk to him about Boston, he sounds like very mature. Like, I love the city. Still a lot of people up there that I really care about. And yeah, it didn't go the way we wanted, but sometimes things in life, it's like too much perspective. I want to hear like the Kyrie hatred for Boston.
Yeah. He's gotten too mature.
Yeah. I want him to get
mature. I mean, that's the.
Well, I mean, what would you do if you tried to disrespect the entire city and then was 0-13 against them since then?
Is it 0-13?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Tip my hat and say they're my daddy, the old Pedro.
Damn, 0-13. That's crazy. Luka is hurt as well, but I don't really know. He's a all-time hurt when he's missing shots.
He did the Big Ben.
Feeling good. When
he just runs out of gas, too. Like, he was just out of gas.
He did the Big Ben. He had his knee iced up. He had his ribs iced up. Did you see the big wrap that they put around his torso? It was like something that you put on a stabbing victim. It was wild.
We need a flow chart. Luka hits incredible shot. And then it leads to talking shit to someone sitting in the first 10 rows. Luka misses shot. Oh my God, is he out for the series?
Yeah.
That's it. Every single
He got into it with one of the Celtics owners, I think.
Yeah.
He was sitting in the front row, and they started jawing at it.
I did like the Celtics fan rubbing his belly during Luka's free throws. What's up with Luka and Jaylen Brown just like being incredible offensive players and not being able to hit free throws?
Jaylen Brown hasn't been this bad in the finals, but it's weird. It makes no. Luka makes even less.
Luka
sense.
makes some of the hardest shots ever, and then he gets to the free throw line, and it's like, what is going on?
You know how we were saying that some players should just take a couple steps back? Like if you're a goalie and you're really good at shooting threes, shoot from the top of the key. What Luka should do, first he should try to dunk a free throw. I think that is in the rules.
Yeah.
The second thing he should do is try to do a fadeaway.
Well, he actually just needs maybe one of his teammates to just stand behind him.
Yeah.
Like stand because that shot he makes where he gets a guy on his hip.
Yeah.
And he just makes that every single time. He needs a teammate to just stand on his hip, and he kind of can lean away from it and hit it every time.
And maybe like almost foul him.
Yeah, right.
And then Luka can complain about getting fouled on a foul shot.
On a foul shot, yeah. All
I
right,
think we solved it.
Hank, what? I mean, you're as happy as could be. You deserve it. I mean, you don't deserve it.
No, I think I do.
You don't deserve it.
Oh, I hate this smile. This is me bringing me to Max's side very quickly, seeing this little grin on your face.
Your happiness is deserved. You don't deserve it personally, but your happiness is.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time, and it's not over. It's only 2 games.
Come on.
There's work to be done.
86%, Hank.
There's just.
I'm done with cocky Hank. I don't need him to be any more cocky than he is right now.
What are you talking about? Like, yes, the Mavs could win a game. Yes, they could even win 2 games. They could win the next 2 games. You still wouldn't be that nervous.
2 games would be a little bit, depending on how they went. But no, yeah, you're right.
Like, the Celtics shot like shit tonight. And they had that game in full control for the entire second half. The only time that the Mavs looked like they were going to maybe win this game was when Luka was just hitting absolutely everything in the first half.
Their role players have been non-existent.
Not good. Well, they could have been in it if they called that foul on the chase down block.
Yeah, Maxi Kleber, I don't know. I mean, I know he was hurt, but he doesn't want to shoot.
Non-Luka guys were 2 for 17 from 3 tonight.
Oof.
2 for 17.
And that's one of those was Dante Exum.
One of those was Dante Exum. I thought we were going to have the Dante Exum game.
Yeah, he was 1 for 1. He was actually their best player tonight.
Mm-hmm. Beast.
He was
build the whole team out of Dante.
He was a +4. He actually was their only PJ Washington was +2, but Dante Exum was +4. Led the team. More Dante Exum minutes.
Celtics going 7-point favorites at home to 2-point dogs on the road.
I think that's just desperation. Like they just you'd think that the Mavs going home, they have some pride. There's going to be but I feel like tonight was the off night for the Celtics, except for Jrue Holiday. He was 11 for 14. He was insane.
Because Tatum was just giving him Tatum got him so many open looks.
How stupid are the Bucks?
So stupid.
Like that really is. And I know that the Giannis got hurt in the playoffs, but still, like, how stupid? How stupid?
I mean, he's an elite defender.
And he has games like this where it's like he doesn't have to be the number. He's never going to have to be the number 1 option on offense, but he has games where he can play like the number 1 option.
And him and Porzingis have experience in their careers taking on more of a significant role. So when they have to step up, they're not going to shy away from it and be like, I'm a role
maybe
player.
not Porzingis, but
He was the
right
guy in New York.
This was his first. Yes, last game 1 was his first game out of after the first round.
No, I'm just saying as a team, as a player on a team.
Oh yeah, it's like a
the
star.
number one option. You have to score 30 if your team's going to win.
He was clearly the guy in New York.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, anything else? I mean, Hank, you just
congrats, man.
Yeah,
life is great.
Congrats, it's really good.
It's great for you.
Nothing bad's going to happen after this.
Now you got to wait.
You're gonna have a great week.
Wednesday, but you got Brady Day on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
going to meet Brady.
You're doing the past and the future.
You're going to
all in one day. What a day for you.
How many minutes do you think you're going to get with Tom?
I have no idea. I don't even know if we're going to meet him, to be honest.
You're going to go You're going to go celebrate a guy who won you 6 Super Bowls, and then at night watch Max just took off his headphones.
Tom's probably going to be like, hey, what are we watching the game tonight?
Put your headphones back on. You're the producer of this podcast. Produce. He's pointing to memes. He's passing the ball. You just couldn't have me just say that one, set the stage or Hank that one night.
I mean, Boston's. I fucking hate. It's bullshit.
Hank has his. He just can't. He cannot take that smile off his face.
I need the Phillies to win the World Series.
Yeah, the Phillies were great today.
Yeah, now they will.
I mean, they lost 1 game.
Yeah, that was
heartbreaking.
a pretty big game.
Yeah,
it was a London series.
London Sunday morning
you don't
game.
want to lose the London
9-game lead.
Celtics would never lose on a Sunday morning.
Haven't every single team that's lost a London game has not gone on to win the World Series?
That's a fact.
I think that's a fact.
That's a fact.
Right?
Getting doubled up on the last play.
Who's played in the London series?
You could say the same thing about any team that's won the London series.
What?
Has never gone on to win the World Series.
Yeah, playing in the London series means you won't win the World Series.
Yeah, the Mets are not going to win the World Series.
But if they won
you're
today, that you
out.
could have just said the same
you're
thing.
Out. You're out, though. You shouldn't have played in the London series.
Yeah, they're going to lose to the Cubs
every time,
in the first round of the playoffs.
Every time
they're going to lose to who?
The Cubs, and it's going to be the worst.
Cubs aren't making the playoffs, buddy.
They're in it right now.
Dude, they stink.
The pitching is good, though.
Yeah, but they can't fucking hit for shit. Yeah, because the wild card, the stupid wild card.
Make a move at the deadline.
Yeah, we'll make a move at the deadline.
Get some bullpen depth.
You're right.
That's my biggest nightmare. I keep thinking about it.
By the way, can we say real quick, just because we're on baseball,
you're
Cy Young. Scooble Cy Young. Also, bad Sports Town Philly. Scooble Cy Young, he's been incredible. And that guy who gave me the tip when we did the cheesesteak pass out at Detroit, he just handed me a piece of paper and said, take Scooble Cy Young. Because I said Scooble Cy Young, and then I had multiple, I think it was 2 or 3 Phillies fans reply Ranger Suarez.
But
it's really tough to not know that they give out 2 Cy Youngs.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. That's tough.
It's tough. Very tough. Very, very tough.
Well, I mean, Philly fans are, sometimes we're not the smartest people on the earth.
There's just one guy just being like, it's already locked up, Ranger Suarez. It's like, buddy, I hope you're sitting down. They give 2 of these out every single year.
Mm-hmm. If Kyrie does I brought a championship to Boston, that's exactly what Bryce Harper did when he signed with the Phillies. He said, I've been looking forward to bringing a championship to Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
He's fulfilling the prophecy.
All roads lead back to
the Harper
Philly.
slide yesterday was so sick.
What's up with him drinking
We're done
vodka?
talking about baseball.
We were talking about. We were currently talking about baseball.
The city of Philadelphia has driven Bryce Harper to drink vodka in the dugout. Is that what I'm saying?
He doesn't drink.
I know he's a Mormon. I think it's one of those like Homer juice things where you do something good and they hand you like a fake bottle of liquor.
Yeah, probably.
Hank, what's better, winning Banner 18 or just having to, or being around Max and watching just the pain and torture going through his body at all times?
Banner 18, but it's you get the runoff forever.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just whenever I see him, I'll get all the merch.
Oh yeah. Where would you rank this championship when the Celtics do win? Is that in your top 10 of Boston championships?
Yeah.
Top 5?
It's up there. The Celtics are my favorite team as a Boston sports fan. So
it must be hard to have just one.
I was only a freshman when they won in high school. I wasn't fully developed. My frontal lobe is all the way there now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
That's news to us.
Really?
It'll be nice as an adult if they do win.
This is the first Boston championship that you can truly remember?
Celtics. Well, no, I remember
But your frontal lobe.
Your week is incredible. Like you
Stella
just go
Blue tomorrow.
Yeah, you have a golf day tomorrow, and then you can just go straight.
Mandatory
to
golf day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he's rooting so hard for Holiday. Reminds him of vacation.
Mm-hmm.
The truth.
Yeah. Who came up with that one?
I think Pilar.
True.
It's fire.
Okay.
Trust the process.
The Stanley Cup Finals started.
They did.
And goalie Bob stood on his fucking head.
Unreal. 32 shots, 32 saves.
Reminded me of Nick Tirani when he made that save where he was coming across and did a cartwheel.
Wild move. He even had a save where maybe multiple saves without a stick.
Yeah.
He was just unconscious.
Yeah.
And I feel like Edmonton might be the better team, but it doesn't matter.
Didn't matter that night. They outshot him. They looked like the better team, but it's just like you have the better goalie, and goalie Bob was just insane. Not that Skinner played poorly, but it was just an all-time Stanley Cup performance to shut them down. And we also got, did you see Chicklets?
Yep.
Got the Oilers fan, the exclusive.
I heard she's dating RA.
Yeah, I heard so. I heard that as well. Long distance.
Mm-hmm. Was RA the guy in the crowd tonight that was just grabbing his ribs at Luka? It looked like RA, but
kind of did.
If it was RA, he'd just be grabbing his liver, like, oh.
Yeah. What do you say?
They asked Missoula about Porzingis.
Oh, we were talking about hockey.
And he said 0, he's good. I just want to update Max. So let me erase him off of this board.
Oh, Max
0,
so
he's good.
I am happy. I am happy that he's not injured.
Oh, he almost slipped right there.
No, I am happy. And it still works for the board, so that all is well. He's neither hurt nor injured.
All is well.
It's the most panicking. All is well.
All is well.
Everything is
Put
fine.
Luke on there if you want, Hank. That works.
Did you see the video of him walking into the game tonight?
Yeah.
He had like his cup of coffee down on his side, and it looked like he shit himself.
Yeah.
He was just doing the Chipotle walk down the aisle.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to get a flight after a long weekend in Vegas.
Yeah.
It's like, this is I have to reassess everything. But yeah, the hockey game was incredible. Goalie Bob. We also had Mike McDaniels. I'm gonna keep calling him Mike McDaniels. People get mad at that, and I kind of enjoy it. Mike McDaniels got a playoff win because he banged the drum or whatever they do. What do they do?
Bang the drum?
They bang the drum.
Yes.
And then the crowd chants, "Let's go Panthers."
Yeah, they got a drum.
Oh, that's good.
Also,
wait, does he have to update the meeting times now?
I don't know why he didn't have number 24 on his
drums.
jersey.
Yeah. 24 just lives in his brain.
Yeah, but the Panthers looked good. But I mean, goalie Bob looked good.
Yeah.
I just like saying goalie Bob.
Yeah, the Peas look. They are going to be very, very tough to beat if goalie Bob does goalie Bob things.
We deserve at least one of these series to go like the distance or have some iconic moments. I don't think it's going to happen in the NBA Finals. Max Delente.
Just get us to the Olympics. Get us as close to the Olympics as possible, and then summer's just on fast forward. And unfortunately, the big reason why I know you were really looking forward to cheering on our Olympic team.
Oh yeah,
this year was Caitlin Clark.
Yes,
but unfortunately, she's not going to be on the team, so I guess we're not going to be watching.
That was fun.
True. It's just dumb.
It's
not smart.
It's okay. So I have I agree with you. It is dumb. You have a moment in time where everyone is tuned in to Caitlin Clark, and she is maybe since like Tebow in terms of the takes that she is just
she generates them. Yeah,
she doesn't say anything, but she just generates takes because people are just angry all the time about Caitlin Clark. And it's also,
I'd say Kaepernick.
I think what it is too.
That was the last one.
But Kaepernick, remember, he wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Right. So it was kind of the same thing.
Well, he was playing at the start.
No, but then he
had the shoulder injury.
Yeah, most of his takes were after,
right after he stopped playing. So it wasn't like new takes; it was the same. Caitlin Clark, it's a new take, a new thing that has happened every single day.
Yeah, there's an industrial complex built.
They're not recycled takes; they're new ones about it, jumping around to each topic.
There should be a different version of Twitter that's just Caitlin Clark Twitter.
Yeah,
where it's like, okay, you want to argue about Caitlin Clark? Okay, go here. Don't make all of us read it all the time. And I think there's a pretty big percentage of the reason why she's not on the team is just because they didn't want to deal with all the bullshit of people coming out with takes about Caitlin Clark every single day.
Which is the dumbest reason ever.
It's a dumb reason, not a good basketball reason.
This happens in sports when it probably will never happen just like this again because you have a sport in WNBA that's not like super, super popular and mainstream. And then you have Caitlin Clark fans show up to it. So it's like there's a bunch of people who are Caitlin Clark fans, not WNBA fans. And then you get – it's almost like an earthquake of takes where the two tectonic plates hit each other.
Max, you're a plates expert.
Yeah. Clean Plate Club.
That was crazy.
That was a crazy side swipe. But it's incredible. She's an industrial take complex that just keeps churning them off. The only thing I would say, Hank, and PFT, I don't know if you agree with this. So dumb to not capitalize on her here. Extra dumb if it was actually veterans on the team saying we didn't want to deal with her. Because, again, this is like, if you're trying to grow the sport, this is going to grow the sport. Is it crazy to say, though, in a weird way, I think Caitlin Clark might have been a little bit relieved because she probably wouldn't have played that much, and she finally gets a little bit of a break from the take machine, and she's been going because, like, the WNBA, the way it works is they played the whole college season, and then she got drafted like 2 weeks later, then she's playing in the WNBA. I feel like this is – you would hate to be the person on the team that's not getting any minutes and gets talked about more than everyone else.
Yeah. So I think that there's probably a good amount of her that's like, okay, I'm okay with not going
She's
over
young.
and playing. She wants a break, and I think that it would be uncomfortable for her if she was over there and all of her teammates were getting asked questions about her as they're winning a gold medal.
Yeah.
That would be weird. Now, if you really want to see some fucking takes pop off this summer, this is going to be good. This is going to be good for the internet, just in general, for internet traffic. Brittany Griner gets all the minutes that Caitlin Clark was supposed to get. Then everyone's pissed off. Then the takes are going to keep going regardless of whether or not she's there.
And is there any chance they lose? Because that would be...
No, I don't think
they're minus 1,400.
Yeah. I don't think they haven't lost a game in forever.
That would be Take City.
Now, I don't even know. I'm not an expert on the roster. Was there a person that was specifically you could point to and say that they shouldn't be on the team?
I'm not an expert in women's basketball. Maybe Diana Taurasi. I don't know. I don't know if she's still good, but I do know that this would be, I think, her 6th gold medal.
So she gets
which would be crazy.
Yeah, right.
So she would get in. And then I feel bad. For the first time in my life, I felt bad for Christian Laettner today.
Yeah.
Because he started to get trending online because everybody was like, well, you can always bring the best college player, like when we got Christian Laettner on the Dream Team.
Yeah, and everyone
when Shaq was still there.
Everyone said at the time it should have been Shaq. Yeah. It's just interesting. There's
he had won Player of the Year.
Yeah, there's
the championship.
All right, Duke boy. Just shut up.
Fact.
There is an interesting dynamic. I asked that question because there's an interesting dynamic going on. I don't know if she deserved to be on the team in terms of playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know she deserves to be on the team in terms of if you're trying to grow the sport, she should be on the team. But it is very funny to me if you could make the argument that she didn't deserve to be on the team just from playing, that there's a group of people who normally would be anti-participation trophy now saying put her on the team just because of who she is.
Also, USA Basketball, their goal isn't to get eyeballs. Their goal is just to win the gold medal, and that's pretty much it. So I don't know if it's players on the team or if it's the people that are in charge of the roster makeup, but I would not be surprised if they were just like, I don't want to deal with the Caitlin Clark shit.
Yeah, she should be on the team though, just because it would be good for the sport. But again, I honestly think that if you hit Caitlin Clark with true serum, she's like that's a little bit of a relief because it just would have been a whirlwind, and I wouldn't if she was on the team and playing, then it makes sense. Like she would want to be on the team, but if she's on the team and she's not getting any minutes, that would suck beyond belief.
What if she shows up once the WNBA kicks back in and she just like cuts her hair, dyes it? She's got like short blonde hair now.
You know what she should do? She's Italian. If you have any amount of Italian in you, you can get an Italian passport. She should play for Team Italy.
That'd be very funny.
That would fucking rock.
What if she won?
If she won and played for Team Italy, I don't even
think
know
they're in it.
All right,
I'm looking at the 12 teams.
They would let her in.
Yeah. They should just make an exception.
The second favorite is China at plus 2,000.
We're gonna fuck China up.
If she became Chinese.
Yeah, but should we be rooting against the U.S. just for the takes?
Well, yeah, for the show.
You're right. She's a take machine. She's incredible. All right, other things we got to talk about. Let me see. I had a list. Is Dan Hurley going to go to the Lakers? We're going to find out today.
Yeah.
So
okay, you have
make
to
an
say
announcement today.
One way or the other. Which is it going to be? Because right now Vegas has him going to the Lakers. I think he's plus 300 to stay at UConn.
I think he is going to stay at UConn.
The fact that it's taken this long and that he made an announcement like, okay, I'm going to make my decision on Monday, it feels to me like it's going to be a hype video.
Yeah.
Like, I'm back.
I'm back, and he's also going to get a crazy contract, and he can essentially this is the course of Dan Hurley's career. He's going to stay, probably win another couple more, and then he's kind of told UConn fans, like, I do want to eventually go to the NBA. So when it happens 5-6 years down the line, it won't hurt as much as it would have hurt right now.
This is a dream scenario for Dan Hurley if he was just trying to get a raise.
Yeah.
Like, the way that the last 3 months have shaken out has been incredible. From the Kentucky job opening up to the LA Lakers job opening up. That's like the best one that he could ever have.
Yep.
Just drive up his value. So, of course, if he does go back to UConn, and that's the plan all along, of course you're going to say, yeah, I'm very interested in this Lakers job. They made a very compelling offer to me, knowing that your AD's back at home like, shit, I got to double the check now.
Yeah. And think about the recruiting when he can just be like, yeah, I turned down the Lakers because I love UConn so much.
Yeah.
Come win a national title with
He's an East Coast guy.
He's going to take the Knicks job in like 5-6 years.
That would not surprise me.
Yeah, like that. Why wouldn't you, unless you think that, I definitely don't think Dan Hurley suffers from imposter syndrome, but you have to assume even if you don't win another national title, you're going to be in the mix every single year because winning national titles is hard. He will still get the pick of the litter when it comes to whatever job he wants. And if he wants the Knicks job and he wants to stay close, not that Tibbs is on the hot seat, but 5 years from now, it could be Dan Hurley.
It could happen.
Yeah.
I want him to stay, but also it'd be very fun if he went to the NBA.
So Hank, what do you think?
Lakers.
Oh, you think he's going to go?
Yeah.
Why? You have any inside sources?
I don't have any inside sources. Billy Football reported that he was going to the Lakers.
He texted the three of us on Saturday and said, I just found out I ran into the Hurleys in L.A. and I got inside source that he's going to the Lakers.
Which was basically, I think he asked, and they made a face or something.
Yeah,
one of them
shushed him, and then he said,
Which means
please,
nothing.
Means nothing. They probably were like, shh, Billy, we're having a conversation, please.
Billy must think he gets tips all the time from people that are just telling him to be quiet.
Yeah, or just looking at him, winking.
Like, stop talking, Billy.
Yeah.
He's like, okay,
I
confirmed.
got it.
Something's up.
Yeah. So then he texted us that and said, please do not share. I don't want anyone to know. And then Hank even said that before you could even read the text, Billy had tweeted saying, Dan Hurley to the Lakers confirmed by me.
With a
Please
graphic.
credit me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also has a 50-50 chance of getting it correct, and he's going to be like, I reported it first if he's right.
And then
Correct.
material change
So it's
if
not
not.
anything crazy.
Yeah, but as Billy giveth, he taketh away. If he does get this one wrong, at least he got us Vanny Woodhead.
Yeah, that's true.
Vanny Woodhead is
Woodhead.
now in our possession.
Yeah. Big time who's back.
He's got a
Lot
lot of
who's back. You couldn't
Okay.
I could see it on Hank's face. Hank's who's back is no different than Steve Carell and Anchorman. Whatever's in front of his face right before we start recording is his who's back. He's going to be like, who's back? The Washington Commanders.
Correct. You would be right about that.
Max, going or staying?
There's zero chance he goes to the Lakers.
All right, well, you're doing this as an emotional hedge. This is smart.
Zero.
Very smart by you.
I said this. I think I said this to you. I said the exact same thing that PFT just said was, the hype video tomorrow is going to be a crazy. I'm not fucking leaving.
It might be the best hype video ever.
Yeah.
It's going to be. He's a man. He's the man of theater, and he's very good at it.
He also, I love that he went to Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden last night, or Saturday night, because you can basically play it. It's a choose your own adventure. Like he loves being a Northeast guy so much. This is the most Northeast guy thing to do. He's staying, or be like he's saying goodbye to the Mecca and to Billy Joel.
Well, he did go with Luke Murray, his assistant.
Yeah.
That would be
Which I don't know what that means either.
It would be very funny if he did plan that out as like a goodbye to New York. He's like, I'm going to do one more Billy Joel concert. They'll know what that means.
Yeah.
This is my so long farewell.
Yeah. So he's staying, Max.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He's good. He's good. He's good for the dramatics. He's gonna fucking make me very upset to be a Villanova basketball fan for a long time, and that's not changing tomorrow.
I just tweeted a poll. Who breaks the news? Woj, Shams, Hurley himself, or the field?
Ooh, I think Woj.
Billy. It would be Billy.
Yeah.
No, that'll be her.
I
The
think
hype video. That's going to be a hype video.
Yeah, But I think Woj might
He'll beat him.
He might beat the hype video by like 3 minutes. Yeah,
it's a tough call.
He probably has Hurley's hype video guy on retainer. Like that guy, as he's producing the video, is going to give Woj a heads up.
Yeah,
I think Rothstein's a sleeper.
Rothstein will not have this.
Was it May?
Fanta, maybe.
He's awake.
Fanta could.
Fanta,
that'd be great for him.
Fanta could.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do Who's Back the Week so that we don't take anything else that Hank was going to talk about. Hank, look around the room. You find something? You got something?
I got something.
All right. Who's Back the Week's brought to you by our friends at Game Time. Game Time is the #1 ticketing app of Barstool Sports. You know you can get tickets to let's find some
Game 5?
Yeah, let's find some Game 5.
It's expensive.
You shouldn't have to worry when you buy. Find me the prices. You shouldn't have to worry when you buy $1,000 for Game 5. But guess what? With Game Time, they have flash deals for sudden discounts, zone deals for when you're feeling flexible, and their lowest price guarantee means that if you can find the same seats for less anywhere else, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So keep checking. They might have a last-minute deal. Game Time is the best place for last-minute seats with up to 60% off your favorite events. So what are you waiting for? Hank is going to maybe go to Game 5, wait for those deals to come with the Game Time app, and you should take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, the lowest price, guaranteed with the Game Time app. We're also brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. The perfect summer playlist may be elusive, but one thing is for sure, it gets better when it's enjoyed with a cold Coors Light, because music plus Coors Light equals chill amplified. Coors Light is the only choice when you're ready to choose chill. When you embrace a chill mindset, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a Coors Light. I'm thinking right now, lake house, pontoon boat, sitting out there. Maybe it's getting around dusk, cracking open a Coors Light. There's nothing better than that. That is the epitome of summer. So amplify your chill this summer with Coors Light. Choose chill. Choose Coors Light. Go to CoorsLight.com/summermusic to see how Coors Light can amplify your summer. And be sure to keep an eye out on Coors Light's social handles all summer long for more exciting announcements. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Coors Light is the best beer. I'm excited. We're going to drink a bunch of Coors Light when we go to Vegas for the beer games.
So many beers.
Awesome.
Officially in.
Max is officially in. Coors Light. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Hank, who's back? Wait, let me guess. Should we guess?
Shorts.
Scottie Scheffler.
Yeah,
I got it. I knew it.
Shorts.
Shorts?
Shorts are back.
Shorts are back. It is a big shorts weekend.
No, Scottie Scheffler's back.
Why?
He won the
Memorial?
The Memorial Tournament presented by Workday.
Presented by Workday.
Thanks, Jake.
No free ads.
Fuck Workday.
Yeah, fuck
What the hell is Workday?
Yeah.
Hank doesn't even know what a Workday is. He hates it.
I'm a fan of Workday.
That's
I'm
a
a big fan of Workday.
That's a Hank golf Workday?
Yeah. Well, tomorrow is a golf Workday.
Yeah.
He almost choked. I had bet him, and I figured it was the one time I bet him he was somehow going to choke Morikawa. Charged late. He birdied 18. He's won, I think, basically every tournament except for when he got arrested and when he had a baby.
Yeah,
Like
so
I think in his last 12
8?
weeks he's won 7 or
I think he's 5
5
of 8.
out of I think 5 out of 7.
How many, Jake? I think he's 5 of 8. I saw that.
He did have his baby on him today. His
Oh, he
baby.
did?
Yeah, his baby was there.
Keeps that thing on him?
He keeps it on him, yeah. You never know. You want a good guy with a baby instead of a bad guy with a baby.
Yeah, first win going into Pinehurst this week, major week. It's kind of cool. We were there in the summer.
5 of 8, and the 3 he didn't win, 2 T2s and a T8.
Jesus Christ.
Insane.
It's his world.
It's not.
What is it? What are his odds for the
Plus
US
300.
Open? Oh, my God.
I think
bet
I
on him.
saw something. It's he's a bigger favorite than the Mavs are to win this series.
Jeez.
There's 150 other people in this tournament.
He's that good. We're going to have a U.S. Open preview on Wednesday.
Oh, did you see Detective Gillis's pants made the news? They showed his pants. It was like torn on his butt. So it still could have been that he shit, and he shit so hard that he blew out his pants.
It was a horrific image.
Yeah.
See.
And his knee.
Those pants.
Yeah,
he had a scrape.
Imagine taking a shower after you get that.
He had the very definition of a boo-boo.
Yeah.
Like if he went to a doctor And they're like, I need you to diagnose me for the police file after Scottie Scheffler dragged me with his car. The doctor would come back and be like, yes, sir, you have a grade 1 boo-boo.
Would you like me to kiss it?
We could put a Band-Aid on it even though it's not bleeding.
Yeah.
With this boo-boo.
Does it make you feel better?
Does us being at Pinehurst last summer do anything for you guys?
Oh, it does so much.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just
we didn't play the course they're playing.
Yeah, we were there. We walked on a little bit.
If I had played the U.S. Open course, I would be feeling, I saw it.
We were on the third fairway, Riggs' house.
Yeah. Didn't play it, though. Didn't walk on it.
All right, it's just a question.
It does a lot for me.
Does it do anything for you?
Sounds like it does a lot for you.
It's cool. Like,
you
we're going
it?
to Pinehurst. I was like, I was just at Pinehurst.
Not really, though.
Yeah, we played the
It wasn't
Pines.
Pinehurst.
Yeah, but we were in the Pine. Like we were staying in the hotel, the history, the statues.
So anytime you're around,
yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
It's kind of like when you like fly into a city as a connection. You're like, have you ever been to X? And it's like, well, I've been in the airport. You haven't really been to that city.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they played the U.S. Open on our basketball court, I'd be like, this is fucking sick. I know this course.
I'm excited. I'm excited just for golf.
I'm excited for golf.
For the sport. I don't know what the course is going to look like. Is Pinehurst, is it notoriously difficult?
Yeah.
Yeah, very difficult.
Okay.
Well, all U.S. Opens.
Well, Valhalla just got its shit pushed.
That wasn't U.S. Open. U.S.
I know.
Open, they make sure.
Marion was easy. I just know because it's close to where I'm from.
Oh, okay.
They're known for the turtle shell greens. So pretty much.
It's a podcast.
Mr. Pear?
Yeah, it's also YouTube
Use your
and
hand.
Rumble.
Use your words.
It's like a bowl. It's like an upside down bowl.
Yeah, it just makes it. It's just like a little
Like a
mound.
helmet.
That sounds difficult.
Yeah.
That sounds very difficult. I'm excited for the Pines. No, Mid Pines is where they're playing.
And Pines is where we played.
Okay.
Pinehurst number 2.
Pinehurst number 2. And we played Pinehurst number 1?
We played Mid Pines.
Oh, shit.
So we didn't even play the other course that Pinehurst has.
They had like 7.
Wait, so we didn't even play one of the 7?
No, we were supposed to.
Okay.
We basically played Pinehurst number 8.
We were near Pinehurst.
We were at the hotel.
There was a pine tree.
Well, the hotel they're going to be staying at?
Some guys will definitely stay there.
Okay.
By the way, I was so wrong. Marion, it was a +1, the winner.
Yeah, I mean, the U.S. Open's always like that. That's what they do. This is our week to root for the court.
Yeah, I am rooting hard. I want the winning score to be plus territory.
Yeah. And we need one of our guys to win. Brooks.
We need Bryson. I think this is it for Bryson. If Bryson comes and wears, because remember he used to wear the Scally cap?
Yeah.
Payne Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it happening.
Oh, as a tribute?
I'll call my shot right now.
As a homage to Payne
You're
Stewart?
going to bet him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hank tells me Bryson's back every week, though.
He's great. He's played great.
Hank would know. He's our Liv correspondent.
Yeah, that's true.
How'd he do this week?
It was a tough week for Liv, to be honest. the leaderboard was so bad.
Really?
How can it possibly be bad?
Because they only have so many top guys, and it was like Patrick Reed. Brooks played okay, but
can I say
the
something?
guy who won, it's like I never heard of him in my life.
Can I say something, too, about Liv? And I know you're a big Liv head. John Rahm got hurt. Something about getting hurt while wearing shorts. It was sad.
When you're golfing, you mean?
Yeah, it was just sad to watch. It just didn't feel like a real golf injury. It felt like
I would say just in general, getting hurt while golfing.
he doesn't look
tough.
good in shorts either, John Rahm.
He's got a big body.
Right. And the shorts don't really help.
Yeah.
Okay, your who's back?
My who's back of the week is Vince Young.
Mm.
Vince Young's back.
Yes.
There was a celebrity pro-am that was taking place on the Golf Channel, and they cut it down to do a walk and talk with Vince while he was on the course.
Yep.
So they talked to Vince about his championship at Texas, his Rookie of the Year in the NFL, what a great career he's had, what it's like playing golf at a pro-am for the very first time. And it just wasn't Vince Young.
Yeah.
It was another black guy.
Yeah.
It was a guy named Everett Sands, who's the assistant coach at the Citadel, and they thought he was Vince Young. And credit to Everett Sands, who handled it like a pro. He was just like, I think you have me confused with somebody else. And then he tried to answer the questions very diplomatically. He was like, anytime you're out here playing golf, it's great because you're competing against yourself and against everybody else. Just not answering her questions about Vince Young. So she probably thought he was being very rude and not answering any of the Vince Young questions. But turns out it just wasn't Vince Young. And this guy didn't look a single thing like Vince Young either.
No.
He was probably like 5'10", maybe like 210. So yeah, tough look for the golf announcers out there.
I kind of like, though, just, interviewing anyone. Remember that guy, the F1 guy, who was just going up to random celebrities in Miami.
Yeah,
he just got all of them wrong.
Or just asking Dana White, what's Joe Rogan's dream?
Yeah. Shout out Sage Steele. What do you got, Hank? Were you texting plans for? Are you going to see Tiff?
She is. I don't know. She is out. She's on vacation, so she's not around Dallas this week. If it goes to Game 6, then yes.
With whom is she on vacation?
Her friends.
Oh. What kind of friends?
Guys or girls?
I don't know. I don't really want to put her
tall friends
out there, to be honest, but I don't know. I think just her friends.
Did she ask you?
No.
So Game 6 would be on. So now we got to root for Game 6.
And then that's when Max has to go down there and videotape everything Hank does.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything.
Need
you on Hank's hip.
Everything.
On that hip.
Now I'm rooting for a sweep.
Okay. My who's back is James Harden. James Harden, very funny video. He was at a wedding, and it looked like his girlfriend caught the bouquet. Mm-hmm. Incredible catch. It bounced off 6 people before it got to her. And James Harden's reaction was so fucking funny when he just had it all hit him that means that he needs to get engaged by law.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was basically a Rolodex of all the strip clubs going through his brain in that moment, being like, I need to say goodbye to a lot of people.
James Harden, I hope he gets married because he would have the best bachelor party in the history of bachelor parties.
Yeah.
It would be, drop whatever you're doing and just try to show up in the same town as he's at.
Yeah. It actually would be very similar to the Olympics or the World Cup strip clubs bidding for his bachelor party.
Yeah.
They would have to put out like the offers, and I would hope he would do it where he'd just do like an announcement video. Mm-hmm. I'm going here.
Because I don't think I can name a bigger strip club guy than James Harden. I think he is like number one, currently at least. But he would have how many strip clubs would he go to on a bachelor party? He would probably just live in one.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a bigger one.
Future.
Jersey Jerry. Jersey Jerry did give some money to back in the day. He gave money to a stripper, and she just took it and went back to Brazil. That did happen to him.
What a nice guy. If you give a stripper money, is it like a binding contract that she has to stay in the United States?
No, of course not. But he thought maybe that was going to be the future, and then it just wasn't. Yeah, but James Harden, my who's back of the week, big time who's back. Also, just perfect that he's like the NBA Finals are going on. That's what we get from James Harden.
Yep. Oh, also talking tennis.
Yeah.
Alcatraz
won. Alcatraz. I think Alcatraz is next.
He might be. He might be
back
next.
big today. He blew that third set and he just dominated 4 and 5.
Is Carlos Alcatraz him?
Dude, did you see that video of him when he was 12?
Yeah.
And they asked him what his dream was. He's like, gonna win Wimbledon, gonna win the Spanish Open.
Yeah.
Spanish Open?
French
Open?
This is the French Open.
This is a French Open.
It's on clay.
What's the Spanish Open? There isn't a Spanish Open.
I don't think so.
It's just Rafa wins the French Open.
Correct.
If there is a Spanish Open, Rafa has won that too.
Right. Spanish Open.
So what is he won a Grand Slam title on every surface now?
Alcatraz. And he beat Zverev, who was going to be next.
Maybe, yeah. But Carlos, he's
for real.
Great position to be.
Great forehand, great backhand.
Great
footwork.
Great serve.
Great serve.
Is this passing the torch?
Great conditioning.
I think
conditioning.
Jake, look this up for me. When was the last time there was a French Open final that didn't have Nadal, Federer, or Djokovic in it?
Well, Nadal, it's like never, except for one.
But like with those three, it's got to be like 15 years.
Might be even more.
You have to go all the way back to 2023.
Oh, shit.
Oh, really? Last year?
Djokovic beat Casper.
No, I said Djokovic.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at the Spain.
That would have been very funny if it was last year.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep moaning until you get it, Jake.
2009, Federer and Robin Soderling.
He said Federer.
Yeah. You said Federer?
Federer, Nadal, or Djokovic?
Nadal or
I was
Djokovic.
listening. Alcaraz. You guys are distracting me. 2004.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
That's so distracting.
I gotta take a shit.
Gaston
Pass me the washcloth.
Gaudio over Guillermo Coria.
2004.
Who could forget?
Wow. Now you guys have a hack to distract me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just gotta come.
Okay. Jake, your who's back?
Don't say. Oh, no, it's in my head. My who's back's the College World Series.
Oh.
Ping.
We had some
Ping.
crazy storylines from the Super Regionals. The Florida-Clemson game today was bonkers. A Clemson player got ejected for celebrating a home run. It's always weird, too, when in the Super Regionals, the host team has to play as the away team in Game 2 because Florida hit a walk-off on Clemson's field and sent them home even though they're already home.
But that's a cool moment.
But they
isn't
weren't
it?
home.
Like a walk-off, silence the crowd, game over.
Yeah, because
never
in
get
other
that in
sports
baseball.
you get it, right. 'Cause
Yeah.
you could hit a buzzer beater on the road. You could kick a field goal. But, yeah, that was crazy.
My inning of the month goes to the Texas A&M Oregon inning.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That was crazy.
blew
They were
it
down.
open.
They were down 4 runs, I think, going into it, and then it was like walk, 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 hit by pitch, grand slam, walk, hit by pitch, walk. It was crazy.
Cam Canarella deserves his flowers. That was an unbelievable 9th inning by him. It sucks that Clemson lost.
You've always been a college baseball guy, first
Yep.
and foremost.
You just like him because
Also-
he's Italian.
The behind the pitcher camera went out in the 9th, 10th, and 11th inning.
Yes.
Which was insane.
Yeah.
Watching a game just from like an ESPN broadcast on the wide angle behind the plate was one of the more infuriating things I've ever watched.
It was torture.
It was so bad.
It's very hard to call balls and strikes with that angle.
You can't watch anything. You couldn't watch a thing. You were just like hoping to. You just heard what the umpire was saying.
Right. It was so bad. But yeah, college baseball, it rocks. We got some games today, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe there's a few Game 3s.
Love it.
Winner to Omaha.
Love it. All right, let's get to our interview with Greg Olsen, longtime friend. I'm going to sneeze. PFT, you got some ads?
Yeah, Greg's brought to you by our great friends over at Shady Rays. I'm rocking Shady Rays right now. Was wearing them all weekend. Might have hit a boat up on Friday. Brought the Shady Rays along. Shady Rays are the perfect sunglasses for the summertime. We were in the studio last week, and we had special guests come in from All the Smoke podcast, Matt Barr and Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson fell in love with Shady Rays, and he's like, what are those? Those are awesome. I need to get involved. Shady Rays are great because they have the best warranty in the business. If you lose them or if you break them, you get a new pair. They send you a new pair. That's huge in the summertime. People losing sunglasses all the time. Trust me, I know. I've gone through probably hundreds, if not thousands, of sunglasses. Shady Rays has the best in the business with a return policy. It's the official sunglasses brand of Barstool Sports. Shady Rays. Our friends have you covered with their newest and boldest premium polarized shades. They're kicking off their most anticipated release of 2024 with a limited edition of their Rival collection. It's a new single lens style in Barstool Blue with a premium stool and stars lens etch. I actually saw some Shady Rays out in the wild this weekend. They look great. They're fantastic sunglasses, all the different styles that you could want, and the brand new the Rival collection that they're doing with Barstool Sports. It's an incredible set of sunglasses. You're going to love it. If you're looking for something more casual, the Classics are also getting the Barstool treatment. Both of these styles are perfect for all-day, everyday comfort performance. They have hundreds of options to choose from, so you're bound to find the perfect pair for your style. If you don't love them, you can exchange for a new pair, or you can return them worry-free within 30 days. There's no risk with Shady Rays. Their team always has your back with personal and fast support. Go to shadyrays.com, use promo code PMT, get 35% off their polarized sunglasses. Try yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Just go to shadyrays.com and use promo code PMT. You get 35% off polarized sunglasses. How about that? And now, here's Greg Olsen.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, very good friend of the program, very special guest, Emmy Award winner, Greg Olsen, who has TEU coming up in a couple weeks. Let's start with I want to talk about Tight End University because we're year, whatever, 5?
4.
4. All right, we're year 4. It's been incredible. We were there last year. But first, we got to talk about this Emmy. You won an Emmy. Did you ever think you'd win an Emmy?
I didn't. And, I actually humble brag amongst friends, obviously just between just the three of us and the 20 million people that watch this. I've actually won 2 now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So no big deal. But yeah, so I didn't go to the ceremony last year. And so I always told myself, I'm like, if I ever get nominated again, I'm going to go. Last year was for like breakout artists, like the equivalent of like, no one knew who you were, and now we kind of know who you are, so we're going to make that an Emmy category. So it wasn't amongst with all the big boys. But this year I was nominated with all the big ones, Aikman and Collinsworth and guys that have been obviously doing this at a high level for a long time. So my wife and I went to New York and went to the event, had really low expectations about whether or not we were going to win or not, and was able to pull one away.
It's incredible.
If I didn't have this really cool TEU background, my Emmys are actually behind me. No big deal.
Yeah, it's incredible. They gave an Emmy for worst sport coat in a broadcast, and like that's I knew you could win.
Oh my God!
What?
Hold on.
Yeah, put it on. Go get it.
Hold on. No. Hold on. Even better.
Oh.
I literally almost called you from the Emmys. So like they call the person who wins, and then there's like a little highlight reel, and they show like a clip and a picture. When they showed all of the nominees, guess what still photo they used of me in the booth?
Yep.
That's incredible.
Worst coat ever. Wow.
I was wearing the sport coat. I literally laughed out loud. Like the host is like, Troy Aikman. There's like a picture of him next to Joe Buck, Greg Olsen. And when they shot to me on the camera, the picture was me in that sport coat.
Wow, that might be why you won. You left a lasting image with the voting.
I feel like the voters have like a disconnect with mainstream America. Like they
or am I a trendsetter?
No, I would not say trendsetter.
How many announcers have you seen wearing that type of jacket since you wore it?
How many of those people have Emmys?
Okay, I think a lot of them probably do.
Yeah,
I think they kind of give Emmys to just about anybody, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever won an Emmy?
We have some fake ones there. We bought them on Amazon for like $5.
Got it.
So they look pretty cool.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't technically on TV long enough to get an Emmy.
Shortest show ever.
Yeah, we should have won for best one episode run.
Yeah.
It was a great episode though.
It was pretty solid. But congratulations, Emmy Award winning.
Wow, appreciate it. I actually thought of you guys. You were in my heart that day at the award show because I knew when that sport coat came on.
What was your speech like? Did you give an acceptance speech?
I did. So I actually, during the day that day, you do the whole, like, I didn't expect to win, but then everybody has an acceptance speech, which means you at least prepared for the fact that you were going to win. So I actually did write something in the notes of my phone, but so like there's no podium on the stage. So there's just like a stick mic, like on a big stand. But so you get up, and you walk up on stage, you shake the guy's hand. He hands you the trophy. He hands you the envelope. So I have that in one hand, and then I have my cell phone because I typed my people I want to make sure I mention in my notes. So I'm holding my phone in one hand. My left hand's like full of envelopes and trophy and just stuff, but there's nowhere to set anything down because there's no podium. My phone turns off, the screen goes black. So I'm like up there trying to do like face recognition, to open my screen. So it was a complete disaster. So I just made it up on the fly. Everything that I had typed on my phone in the notes, I didn't get to because I couldn't get my phone to unlock I panicked a little bit on stage.
They should have taken your Emmy away right there.
Yeah,
you weren't prepared for the moment.
Also, there should be a category for best accidental telestrator penis drawn during a game.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
It's my biggest fear.
Yeah. Yeah, Booger I think he was the GOAT at that. Booger drew some excellent songs. I
think some guys do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, RG3, I could see him doing that.
Yes, he absolutely does it. Yes.
RG3, yeah. But it always starts when you go like all 22 and everybody wants to show the 2 high safeties.
Yeah. Yeah.
The second you start by circling safety, if you do you have to clear that screen before anything else gets written. That is rule number 1 of Telestrator. If you circle 2 objects, the next button is clear because it doesn't matter if you draw a straight line, a squiggly line. It looks like a dick.
We'll find it. It's like a Rorschach
100%
test.
of the time, it looks like a dick.
That was a big month for you. You had two great television events. One was the Emmys, and then the second was the roast of Tom Brady, which must have been very fun for you to watch.
I was a little jealous I didn't get invited.
Yeah. You should have gotten invited. You and Jrue Bledsoe could have had a really good talk.
Me and Bledsoe, yeah, exactly. Me and Bledsoe could have had like a little moment there. Like, we understand what it's like to lose our jobs. So I felt like we could have both kind of bonded over a glass of red wine and that. But I'll tell you, I didn't want to sit there. It's one thing for Brady to get paid a couple $1 million to get made fun. That was all in fun. But I thought everybody else on that stage was just like catching strays from all over town. Going in, I was like, man, that would have been cool. And then I was like, I'm thankful that I'm not up there. Who knows what they would have said about me? I would have started crying.
Yeah.
Gotta have thick skin.
I think, though, and obviously, you wish that you were still on the number one broadcast. You said it's like you're human. You're a competitive guy. I think you're in a great spot, though, Greg, because you proved it that you're so good at it for a couple years there, did a Super Bowl, that you now get in that spot where everyone's like, it's like the backup quarterback. Like everyone's like, ooh, we want him. We want him. I mean, it in Chicago, especially, backup quarterback's always the most popular guy. I like you're the people's champ is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. And no, people have been super cool and the support has been great. And listen, I've said it a million times. I haven't shied away from it. I understand why you go out and get Tom Brady, right? If there's anybody in the world that you understand the why, it doesn't mean like you love it. It doesn't mean you're not like disappointed. But you get it, right? It would take a very self-unaware person to be like, why am I being replaced for Tom Brady? And people would be like, are you joking? Like, is that a serious question? So in one regard, like I get the why. I get why it's enticing. So I understand the business model and everything going on. For me personally, like I want to get back to calling number one games. I want to get back to calling playoff games in front of 60 million. I want to call Super Bowls of 100+ million. I want to call the only game on town at 4:25. That's the national kickoff with, 95% of the country, have that as their window. So like, I love those games. I love those marquee games. So we'll see how it all shakes out. There's not many of these jobs. There's not a lot of seats that call playoff games. There's not a lot of seats that call Super Bowls. There's only 4. So, that's the other issue, with this line of work is, a little bit patience is a big element to it because you can be as good as you want. People can like you. People could want you. But until a seat opens, it's kind of out of your control.
Great answer. People's champ.
That's good. Yeah, we love you. And we said at the time when you called the Super Bowl, you gave Fox something to think about. Yeah, Tom Brady is Tom Brady. But at the end of the day, you've proven you can do it. And they at least had to have a conversation where it's like, I know we have Tom Brady, like literally Tom Brady. But Greg's really fucking good.
Yeah, and he's attractive.
And he's
all natural.
Well, yeah, all natural.
Yeah, you're all natural.
Are you all natural?
All natural.
Yeah. He's
all natural. Hair's real.
Yep.
Yeah.
Body's real. I got to shave.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just pizza, hot dogs, a couple beers, a couple youth baseball and football practices during the day to get my sweat in, and what you see is what you get.
Yeah, man of the people. Tom Brady never did a rap song. Greg has.
True.
You just relate to all demographics, Greg.
Have you thought about that? How much money, NIL money, you would have made in college? It had to have been. It would have been insane, right?
Dude, I think I say so. My wife and I went to college together, and she was my girlfriend for 3 of the 4 years that I was there, and obviously saw everything. So I was like, could you imagine? Like when I would get my scholarship check in college, I would get like $1,200 a month, and I lived in Miami, and your rent when you moved off campus, to rent with 4 other dudes or 3 other guys, you're probably paying between $500 and $600 a month, $1,500, $1,800 a month rent for a decent house there by campus. It was not cheap. And, $500-600 would go to that, and then another $100 in utilities. So you had like $500 left over, $400 or $500 left over. First week of that month, man, we're eating at, in our world, you're going for sushi, you're getting nice restaurants. By the end, you're at like the dollar menu at Wendy's, right? Mm-hmm. So I told her, I said, could you imagine if at any moment in college, someone gave me $50,000?
Right.
And some of these guys are making hundreds of thousands to $1 million. I'm just talking, if you gave me $50,000, $20,000 in college, I would have been the richest. Like in my mind, I don't even know how I would have handled having that in my bank account. I'd have $1,200 in my bank account. And I thought I was the richest guy on campus.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
You would. I personally could relate to that and say I would spend money on the dumbest things possible if you gave me $50,000 in college.
Yeah, $50,000 when you're like 20 years old in college you're basically a billionaire.
I would get like 7 jet skis.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, and now remember, you're in Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go to clubs, you can go to bars. You guys are driving. I remember the stupidest thing I ever bought in college. So good. A buddy of mine, I don't know where it originally came from, but he bought from someone else. Like, remember when people would change out their the screens of their radio?
Oh, yes.
You would change
on your
the
car
faceplate of the stock radio
of
the car.
Yeah, you'd pimp
and
it
then,
out.
The next thing was, then the next phase was they would come out and flip up, and it was like an external screen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. Yeah, you would take the screen with you or put it in your glove compartment because people would steal it. You would have to, yeah,
exactly, like a exactly right. So this guy one of the guys on the team got one. He's like, "Hey, you want to buy this? I'm feeling good. It's summer. I probably got a scholarship check the day before." I'm like, "Yeah, I need that in my truck." It's like $400 out the window because this guy sells me this portable, doesn't do anything other than just look sweet popping out of your dashboard. Mm-hmm. But if you gave me $50,000,
right,
the equivalence to that stupid $400 purchase, I can't even imagine what I would have bought.
Neon lighting under the car, the black lights, subwoofers.
That was big. Yeah. That was big. I had a subwoofer in college. I mean, in high school, I had a subwoofer, so I thought I was cool.
Yeah.
But we all kind of went through that. That was our era. That was our generation where when you spent all your money on fun things on your car that you look back on and were that was really stupid.
I remember one of my car when I was might have been right out of college had 6 CD changers. So 6 CDs it could hold. And I was like, this is fucking I can listen to anything.
They'll never be able to
say
6 different CDs I can go to.
And you put them in your visor, and you could put them in your visor storage unit.
Yeah, dude, that rocked. I got spinners for my minivan at one point, spinning hubcaps. I felt like an absolute gangster. But yeah.
So just think, you had $50,000 in college. How nice your spinners would have been.
Yeah,
they would have been incredible.
Insane.
Yeah. So Tight End University, very excited for what you guys have planned this year. Will there be a class that somebody teaches on how to date the most famous woman in the world?
Mm.
Yeah, so it's a really good question. So we actually had that presentation last year, and Travis was paying the most attention, and seemed to have really taken that class to heart. But Trav's coming back. I'm looking forward to seeing him, making sure he hasn't changed. You guys saw it firsthand. It's a super cool event. The fact that it just started from me and Kittle kind of texting and bullshitting after I retired back in 2021, and coming down saying, come down and work out with some of the guys. And then it turned into 20 guys, 30 guys. And next thing you knew, we had a full on event that, we had over 80, 85 guys last year. And, obviously we pay for everything. We have unbelievable sponsors that allow, if you couldn't see all my plugs behind me for any of you actually watching this, obviously Charmin's our presenting sponsor because they love tight ends. You guys understand that.
Oh,
you see how that works?
Yeah.
You see how that works? Yeah. So Charmin, Bridgestone, we're doing a really cool girls football camp, a little flag football camp with Bridgestone and Levi's and Bud Light. So they give us all the sponsorship money allows us to bring all the guys in, put them up. We do everything first class, from how we feed them to we bring in physical therapists and different PTs and chiropractors and do different kind of medical different things and food parties. We have a concert this year that we're doing Tuesday night, which will be super cool. We have some really fun guests that we're excited to kind of keep a secret until the night of. So it's going to be, as you guys know, it's 3 days of a lot of fun. We get our work done during the day and the morning and during the day. And then at night, Nashville's not a bad place for 80 tight ends to let it loose a little bit and have a little fun.
Yeah. Is there a guy that showed up last year that took something that he learned at TEU and then went on and had a breakout career or breakout year afterwards?
Yeah, so I think it's been cool. We typically always have the young crop of incoming rookies. So 2 years ago it was Kyle Pitts, and last year, Laporta and Dalton Kincaid, who were, they were about to be rookies. They were between draft and their rookie season. So over the last 2 years, we've had those guys. We'd love, I got to actually go back and check. I'm not sure if Bowers, we'd love him to come. I have to check on the list and see if he said he's coming or not. But it's really cool to see those young guys. And then, in front of them, a couple, right in their same line when, guys demonstrating the drill or running the route before them is Travis Kelce and Darren Waller and, George Kittle. And they're in a full sweat and they're going full speed, 100 miles an hour. And then here are these guys saying, one day I want to be them. I want to beat Kittle. I want to beat Kelce. I want to date Taylor Swift. Well, you better run full speed. You better practice. You better have the intensity when no coaches are out here, you're not being judged. You're just trying to get better. Like for those young guys to see how hard these veterans, these all pros, these guys that everyone just thinks, oh, they've always been the best just because they are. They don't realize how much goes into it. And I think it's very eye-opening for the young guys to just see how much time and thought and effort is put in to why these guys are having Pro Bowl and in some case, Hall of Fame type careers.
If Brock Bowers does come, you got to give him a little tip to just never stand next to Gronk again. Because Brock Bowers is an incredible tight end. He does not give off the same like aura as Gronk in terms of just maybe it's the way it was when he was wearing those black shoes. He might need to do something with the hair.
Might need to cut that short. It was also a lot of us in the media. We started talking about Brock Bowers like he was baby Gronk.
Yeah,
and then when he's standing next to Gronk, he does look like baby Gronk.
No one should stand next to Gronk. Yeah. That should just be a tip at tight end U. Just don't ever don't ever get a picture next to Gronk because people will be like, "Oh, this guy can't play tight end."
Yeah, Gronk. Yeah, if you think every tight end out there looks like Gronk and is 6'7", 265 and shredded and lean, that's not the reality. I can tell you that firsthand, coming from a guy who played 14 years and did not look like Gronk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't wear black cleats. That we should actually. That's a really good idea. Along with date the most famous person, we should do how to dress to look faster than you are. Tall white guys cannot wear black cleats, in my opinion, unless you're just like an absolute freak.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
black shoes with high white socks make you look slow. That's like 101. So white cleats, light color cleats always make you look faster than you are. And for a lot of these 6'5" tight ends, that's really good advice.
So not to get like nerdy football, but I'm sure you've thought about this, and I'm wondering if maybe you're going to bring it up at tight end U. But the banning of the hip drop tackle, I actually think that will help tight ends more than any other position because the basis of the hip drop tackle is when you have a guy who's way bigger than you and you're trying to slow his momentum down and bring him down, like undersized cornerbacks, safeties, trying to take a tight end down in space. Do you agree that the tight ends should benefit from no more hip drop tackles where it's just that much harder to bring these weird freaks where they're too much bigger than a lot of the secondary and they're, they can take a linebacker? Do you think that's going to help tight ends?
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you the amount of guys I've seen blow out their ankles, their knees, break their legs on the hip drop. And selfishly, when we were playing, if it wasn't a rule, it's like when they changed the rule that you couldn't hit defenseless receivers. When I came in the league, you could, and you better be in a real good place with your quarterback, and you better be really aware of where everybody is, and you got to be real smart, or else you're going to run yourself, and the ball's going to be thrown and get you in a lot of danger. When that got taken off the table, your fears go down. You're a little bit more free. You're a little bit more it's easier because you don't have that in the back of your head. Like, hey, I got to protect myself because this guy, he can kill you, but at least there's going to be a punishment to prevent him from killing you a second time. It's the same thing now with the hip drop tackle, but on the other side of that, now that I'm out of the game and I'm just like looking at it from both sides, I'm not exactly sure how they expect some of these guys to tackle.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have a lot of guys going low. I think you're going to have a lot of guys taking shots to the knees and the legs to try to kind of knife you down. You're not going to tackle Gronk and Kittle and these guys up at their shoulder pads. You're just not. It's just physics are what they are. You're 205 and they're 265. It's not going to happen. So yeah, I think these defenders, every year that these rules get put into place, it becomes harder to play defense. And I'm an offensive guy. I get that. I don't envy the position that they're in, but I do understand the idea is you don't want George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey and, Gronk in his day. Like, you don't want those guys getting knocked out of the game for those kind of tackles and putting them in harm's way. You want these guys on the field playing. The league is better when our stars are healthy. So I get the rules, the method behind them and the idea behind them, I understand, but I don't envy defensive players. I think it is becoming more and more difficult every year to play defense. But that's the rules of the game. It's an offensive driven league. They want points, they want scoring, they want passing, and they want their best players to be healthy. They don't want injuries. They don't want to be the league where by the end of the year, it looks like an infirmary. That's not good for anyone. So
I also think that this is
why they do it.
The hip drop tackle is a rule where the offense actually has a say in how they get hit, so they could bait themselves into getting hip drop tackled. If you see a guy coming towards you, just turn around and twerk real quick. Just stick that ass out and then give that as the target, and then boom, next thing you know, 15 yards easily. It's going to be very, very challenging to officiate it, I think, and to determine whether or not it was intent for them to hit from the back and then drop down. I feel like this is going to be a rule that we're going to get very angry about in about 3 weeks of actual gameplay.
Yes.
And the twerking part is an interesting angle, but I think what's inevitable is at some point there's going to be a critical drive that on third down they throw a drag route underneath short of the first down, and some DB or linebacker is going to grab him from behind. He's going to hip drop tackle him. He's just going to say, I got to get him on the ground, and they're going to celebrate. And all of a sudden the flag is going to come in. It's going to be a personal foul, and the drive's going to be extended, and they're going to go down to score and win the game. I mean, it's going to happen at some point that it's going to be a game altering, no different than how many drives have we seen in critical moments, pass fall incomplete, and then that late flag come, and it's a hit to the head, defenseless receiver, automatic personal foul, first down, and the drive continues. So it's going to happen. It's going to be controversy on Monday morning that a game is going to be viewed as being decided by, is it the right call? Is it the wrong call? And then the next level is it the right rule or is it the wrong rule? There's two levels to it. The interpretation of whether it's a foul or not is one. And then just on a bigger level, should this have even been a foul to begin with? Or should we just say, hey, get him on the ground however you can? This is big boy football. I could make an argument both ways.
Yeah, it's going to give fans an additional 3 seconds after every play to be like, wait, maybe there's a flag. Maybe there's a flag. Yeah. That moment of hope when you get bailed out by something. We're going to get back to Greg in a second. As everyone knows, this is a Chevy truck podcast. The greatest trucks ever built, and our good friends at Chevrolet have been a big part of my take story. From the Silverado helping us dig the biggest hole ever dug in Ohio during Grit Week, to Silverado partnering with us to give college fullbacks all the rightful recognition they deserve with the Lowman Award, to our nonstop cross-country trip to the Super Bowl out in L.A. behind the wheel of a Chevy Silverado. Silverado has been a part of it all. Chevy Silverado, longtime, awesome partner of the show. So many AWLs have picked up Silverados. They love them. If you're looking to party this summer, if you're looking to take your truck on a road trip, get a Silverado. We got tailgate season coming up right around the corner. If you're not tailgating in a Silverado, you're not really tailgating. It's got unstoppable grit, it's commanding, legendary capability, and dependability too. So find out for yourself, like so many other AWLs. Head to Chevy.com to check out all the Chevy truck grit. Build your own Silverado for do-it-yourself projects to road trips, off-road adventures to tailgates. Whatever your thing is, it all starts with a Chevy truck. Check it out now. Go to Chevy.com. And now, here's more Greg. One thing that you guys do a great job of, you kind of undersell at TEU, is you have great quarterbacks that come to throw balls and just hang out. So last year, I know Josh was there. He was throwing some balls. Sam Darnold. Yep. I forget who else was there. Who's on your list of quarterbacks?
Trey Lance. Lance was there. Zach Wilson was there. You said Josh, Sam. So we've had some good quarterbacks over the years. I think a lot of those guys are coming back this year. And what I think is cool for especially the young tight ends, and you see it with a guy like Kittle and Kelsey and some of these guys, and Gronk with Brady in their day, like the rapport and understanding that it's not what we want to do, right? We're the end of the equation, right? We want to get the ball thrown to us. And how do you do that? You got to be, the quarterback's got to be on the same page, and, all those cliches that we all hear. So it's cool. We would Josh Allen, tell them what you're looking for. What's good body language? What's good indicators? Like, what does a friendly target in and out of the break look like? And say, hey, the reason Kelsey gets a million balls thrown is because Mahomes knows exactly what he's going to do. He knows what every little head nod, every little mannerism, he knows what he's seeing, and they're seeing the game through the same set of eyes. Like, I think for these young guys, it's not about what you want to run. It's not how you see the defense. You need to see it through the eyes of the quarterback. That's your responsibility. So let's hear what the quarterbacks have to say. Like, let's listen. When Josh Allen's telling you this is what I'm looking for, you better listen. Like this guy knows what he's doing. So I think that's not just an arm to throw the ball. We can get anybody to do that. I think the perspective of a lot of these quarterbacks to share with tight ends, like how the quarterback sees the game is all that matters. It's our job to match how we see it with them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to give you credit, by the way. You went on Pat Bev and Roan's show, and you said that the transition from sports to media is harder than people think. So I'm just going to – I read that, and all I took from it is it's really hard to be in the media and do the job that we do. So thank you for that.
Right.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Harder than being an athlete?
I think it's different, right? I think any – and listen, you guys obviously do it and I'm not just telling you this to kiss your ass. You guys know obviously you're really good and –
well, thank you.
The most popular thing out there.
Thank you. Kiss my ass. Yeah.
Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass.
No, yeah. So,
listen, I already wiped with Charmin, so you're good to go.
Well done.
Nice.
Well done. The Charmin folks are going to be thrilled.
Yes.
Very well done. You're a professional. No, I think the part that people don't realize, right? I mean, we were talking about it from the perspective of like, hey, you hang your cleats up, your shoes up, you're done playing, and everyone just assumes, all right, the most realistic thing is you either become a coach or you just all of a sudden get a microphone and you go tell everybody about what's happening. But on a global level, the media world, like it's very hard in today's world. I mean, you guys do it on a daily basis to break through what's a very complicated media landscape, especially in the world of sports, right? Like what makes what you guys say any more interesting than the other 10,000 sports pods or just, current events or just fun guys on the internet? They're a dime a dozen, right? So it's finding your alley, it's finding your voice, it's finding a way to cut through all of the noise that's out there. And people go, of all the people I can choose with my time, of all the people that I can listen to, of all the podcasts I can listen to on the train into New York City or in my commute in Chicago or whatever, I get an hour of my morning. I could pick from a million different places. I'm going to pick PMT or I'm going to pick Bev or whatever it is. Like, to find that lane and to be the voice and the person that people look to and seek out. I'm curious what you think. Like, I think people think that that's everybody. And the reality is it's not. There's a lot of really smart people that have interesting things to say. And it's hard to find that voice to cut through in today's world where you can get information at every corner and most of it's bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. Like, the competition is there. It's higher than it's ever been in the fact that there are so many options out there. That is also where I always come back to, and I hate when people, successful people, just completely minimize what luck had to do with their success, because I think what you just described and maybe our success is a lot of luck. We got very lucky.
The right time.
The time when podcasting wasn't as big, when there was that niche of like, where can we find a podcast that doesn't take sports too seriously? If you tried to replicate it today, it'd be a lot harder. So I always take a step back, and people are like, "Oh, you're really talented." We got very lucky. We got very, very lucky.
It's a combo of luck and pissing your pants and eating horse shit on camera.
Yeah.
I think if you can get those three together in one place, that hits all the bases.
Yeah. And remember, right, and again, not to get like super cliche and like hang a bunch of banners in the weight room with fun sayings, but like, there is an element that, luck 100%. A lot of life is being right place, right time, and having right situations unfold. But like certain people tend to be lucky because they're constantly prepared. They're constantly ready for that moment. And then all of a sudden that right moment does flip and it clicks, right? But how many people aren't prepared for those moments, haven't put the work in, haven't studied the craft, haven't built their voice or whatever the industry is. And that moment came and they never even knew it. Right. And it came and it went. And it was just poof, it was gone in thin air. So you got to have people believe in you. You got to have people that give you opportunities. I mean, that was the case with me. I mean, it was 2017 and Fox was kind enough to ask me to call a 3-man booth with Kevin Burkhardt and Charles Davis. And Kevin Burkhardt and I knew each other since I was 15 years old because he used to cover my high school football games as like a young aspiring journalist because he went to college in my hometown and he worked for like the local AM radio station that did Friday night high school football. So I was very comfortable stepping into a live broadcast for the first time with a guy that I had known for 10 years and knew him since I was a young kid in high school. That was very lucky. It could have been anybody under the world. And maybe we don't have that rapport. Maybe it doesn't get a click that I get asked to come back and do it in 2019 again. And then obviously go on to do it in my career. So you're right. I mean, there's a lot of elements to all this that are outside of our control. All we can do is be good.
Success is
and that's what I always say all the time.
Just
be good.
Yeah.
Be good.
Yeah, and also show up every day. That was one thing we learned very quickly, is that the consistency of delivering something to people is half the battle. Because if you a lot of people want to start a podcast and then you don't do it, you update it once a week for a month, and then the next month comes, I missed an episode. Okay, that I have in my mind every time. We don't miss episodes, but even on like Memorial Day, we did 2 episodes that week instead of 3. It's sick. It's absolutely sick in my head. But I'm thinking we might have lost a couple listeners because there was a Wednesday where we weren't there. That's sick. I need to go to therapy.
You have to feel that way.
Yeah, but I need to go to therapy.
Remember, and there's a lot of overlap between this. Success in any industry, again, this is just one guy's opinion. I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but success in any industry, there is an element that your greatest asset to being successful also is a greatest detriment in your normal life, right? The obsessive nature of excelling, and the excessive nature is, I can't take a pod off. Yes, I'm number 1. I've been the most watched sports podcast for 5 years. You don't have to do any on Memorial Day, but the fear that you're living in a constant threat of, I don't want to be 3, and the next year we miss and we go to 5, is no different than what great players go through. Mm-hmm. You worry every single year. You've just made your 3rd, 4th Pro Bowl. You've just signed your 3rd contract extension, and the next morning you're like, I wonder if they're going to draft a tight end. If they draft a tight end, I'm going to fucking kill them. I'm going to be at OTAs and I'm going to kill. Like, that's what it takes, and that's not that's not like a secret formula. Just very few people are willing to live their lives like that every single day because, as you said, it's sick, it's exhausting. It takes a toll on your life, but guess what? It's a really good formula for being successful.
Yeah. Also, I just miss talking sports with the boys. Yeah. If we don't have a show for a week, if we take our vacation in the summertime, stuff happens in sports. I'm like, damn, I really wish I was here to make fun of Hank for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we're a little bit sick, but that's fine.
Oh, I know.
Talking sports with the boys is the best, man. That's what it's all about.
It is.
Yeah, that's a great quote card. It really is. So you also touched on the NFL-NBA debate that's engrossing America. So let me ask you, do you think it's easier for NFL analysts to transition to the NBA announcing, or for NBA analysts to transition to the NFL?
Good question.
That's a
really good
question.
Really,
that might be the
question. The best question.
That might be the best question I've ever been asked.
Holy shit.
Ever been asked.
Let's go. Put it in the trophy case.
The ass kissing. Oh God, the internet is going to go bananas. So, all right.
Bananas.
All right, here's my honest answer. And the football people were not happy with when I was on with Bev and Roan. And I said, like, maybe not 30. Austin Rivers might have been out over his skis a little bit with 30. But for football people to not think that I think the number we said there was like 10 seems realistic. We could probably come up with 10 names that could play in the NFL just on just their athletic freakism. I think an NFL broadcaster could broadcast an NBA game with more understanding and clarity than vice versa.
Ooh. Okay. Because
I'd agree.
Offenses are too complicated. Defense is too complicated in the NFL.
Because remember, like in football, every play is an individual story, right? It's not just like a constant evolve where when again, this is my layman basketball understanding. When I'm watching, when JJ Redick's, who I think is awesome, when he's broadcasting a game and I'm like genuinely listening to what he's saying because I think it's fun to learn and whatnot, he's not, or the play-by-play guy is not saying like, hey, down screen, flare screen, then they run an Iverson cut, and then they're going to backdoor, pick and roll, high, low screen. They're not really giving like the play-by-play exactly because it's happening so fast, right? They're flowing from offense to defense, from transition to foul, inbounds, baseline, out of bounds. They're flowing through so many different situations in real time that they're only diving into like the real specifics of a great baseline out of bounds or a great side out of bounds or the strategy at the end of the game of who to foul, who to trap, how to get the ball out of their hand, really in just like a handful of those moments. And I find that super fascinating to like sit and learn as just like a basketball fan. In football, it's a start and stop, 150 times, 104, each team say has the ball 70 times. There's 70 offensive plays, 70 defensive plays, and then flips. So there's just a million different plays that you have to be prepared to explain what the offensive line is doing, why they're sorting pass protection, why the receiver cut his route off, what's the difference between a 2 shell and a single high shell, man leverage, zone, like I just think there's more need and space to fill in more like football lingo and talk than there is maybe in a constant flowing basketball game that you could kind of fake it a little bit more. Maybe I'm crazy and maybe the basketball guys are going to think I'm nuts, but if I found myself in a basketball game, I think that would be my approach.
I think you'd be better than Reggie Miller.
I think the other part to this is that a lot of football players did play basketball. Not all basketball players played football. Whereas I think there's more of a crossover in that. Maybe I'm way off.
No, and I think people are just more familiar with the sport of basketball because you go to any local, and again, I'm not saying what's going on at the Y. Let me just be very clear here before the NBA people jump over my head here. I'm not suggesting that what's going on with the men's over 40 league at the YMCA in downtown Chicago is NBA basketball. I'm not. I'm just suggesting the fact that it's like golf, right? Like, it doesn't mean we could do it. It doesn't mean we're good at it, but people are more comfortable with playing golf in a tradition, in just like a casual sense of exercise and fellowship and social than they are in like a competitive nature. If you're not playing competitive tackle football, you're not playing football. Like, you're not doing it on the weekends.
Right.
People are just more accustomed to basketball and they're playing it.
It's more accessible.
I just think it's more accessible.
Yeah.
Like, people are just more familiar with the ins and outs of it because more people do it than they do play tackle football.
I'm going to push back real quick. A lot of people play Madden.
Oh.
A lot of people play Madden.
And
they understand the timeouts. They understand, whether you're running cover 2, cover 3. I feel like more people play Madden.
I think that's a good counter. I think that's a legitimate. I think you're right. I think the knowledge, especially of young people around football, has grown because of how popular and how great Madden is. That's fair. I would love to know how many basketball guys, like, I'd be very curious to know, like, do basketball guys play Madden or are they playing like 2K?
I think Madden.
Yeah, I think they play Madden.
I think NBA Jam was the last great basketball game. Yeah. So so if you had a basketball guy, what Max?
2K is very, very, very popular.
2K is very popular, Max said.
My kid, like in my house, obviously Madden is a big deal. Like, Madden, our kids get it every year. Who's on the cover, blah, blah, whatever. It's a big deal. We're a football, like, for our whole lives, Madden was the thing. In my house, there is a ton of 2K tournaments when my kids' friends come over.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah, we definitely dated ourselves with NBA Jam.
Damn it.
But that video game was awesome.
We'll cut that.
That was popular in like 1996.
We'll cut that.
It was a good video game, though. Speaking of Madden,
how iconic was it when you could get like those secret NBA Jam players into the game?
Yeah. You unlock them.
Yeah.
Speaking of Madden, do you ever go back and watch John Madden highlights, like the best of his announcing? And do you take anything from how he would call a football game?
I never have. I mean, I've obviously seen a million highlights and watched that great documentary they did a couple years ago on him and Madden, which was ironic that it was shortly right before he passed. He actually called my first ever touchdown when I was in Chicago. We played up in Green Bay on Sunday Night Football, and I caught my first career touchdown pass, and he was the Sunday Night Football announcer. And so I've heard that call over. I mean, I've heard his calls. I grew up with his voice. I mean, I think Madden 94 is the all-time greatest video game ever made.
It's a good one.
That was the Madden game. Like, I don't even know if I got 95 and 96. Like, it was Madden 94 and NHL 94. Like, those were the two games that we wore out growing up. But his voice, video games, calling my games, just watching games in my life. I've heard a million of his calls. I've never really gone back and studied anybody. I don't really like it. I watch games now, the Thursday night games and the Sunday night games when I'm home, Monday Night Football when I'm home. I watch and listen to other announcers, and, you pick up little things about how they come in and out of breaks and how they use the telly and just different comments that you make. And go, okay, yeah, that was really smart. Or I don't know if I would have said that. Like, it's no different than when I was playing. I'd only watch the tight end. But I think you have to be careful going back and trying to like recreate the magic of a guy like John Madden, because I just don't know if anybody can. And I think you put yourself in a position where you end up sounding stupid.
Yeah. It's true. He is a legend. A legend's legend.
When he would just say like boom or bam.
Yeah.
Sometimes something that simple just gets the point across.
Yeah. All right. So, Greg, I had one last question, rowback question. RHOBACK.com, promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. Q's, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, rowback.com, promo code TAKE. They have swimsuits, too. It's summertime. Last question, and a little personal question, but how's TJ doing, your son?
Oh, he's doing awesome. He actually today's the 6th, 2 days ago, Tuesday, he celebrated his 3-year heart anniversary of his transplant.
Incredible.
So good timing on the question. And he's doing awesome, man. It's hard to believe he's been 3 years. So he was 8 when he had his heart transplant, and he's 11. He'll be 12 in the fall. So
that's awesome.
He's doing awesome. He's playing summer baseball and getting big and strong and running around. Yeah, he's been through a lot, but these last 3 years have been the best. His life post-transplant is remarkably better than his life was pre-post. His first 8 years of his life were a challenge. He was ups and downs almost on a daily basis. Since his transplant, knock on wood, I don't want to jinx it. His life is remarkably better. It's pretty incredible what they can do. I mean, they literally took his heart out and threw it in the garbage and just put a new one in and just say like, all right, here we go. Let's start all over again.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, but I appreciate you asking. He's doing great.
That's awesome.
Incredible.
3 years.
Great to hear.
Yeah.
One last question. Just do you do top fives? Can you do your top 5 tight ends in the NFL right now?
Ooh.
Right now, current?
Yeah.
So Kittle and Kelsey obviously they're the top 2.
So you say Kittle,
everyone's mind.
Kittle first, Kittle 1.
It's hard, obviously, just personally being buddies with them, it's hard to pick one. I've said on record during games and out, I think Kelsey's like 1 or 2 more years of what he's done. 1,000 yards. I know he came up a little short last year because he didn't play the last game, but 1,000 yards, what he does in the postseason, if he wins another Super Bowl, I don't even need he has to win another Super Bowl. If he has that 1,000-yard-ish production another year or two, I never thought this would be possible. I always thought Gonzalez would kind of stand alone just from a production standpoint of what he was able to accomplish for so long. But I think Kelsey becomes the first one who enters into that, maybe even more than Gronk was on that trajectory, maybe just didn't play long enough to get those stats and get that production and longevity. But Kelsey's production and longevity is now getting into that Tony Gonzalez era, which I don't think anyone thought was ever going to be duplicated. So I think I'd have to go with Kelsey, although he's asked to do a very different thing than Kittle is. They're in complete polar opposites of the position from a scheme standpoint, but those guys are for sure the top 2. I really like Sam Laporta in the Lions. I'm not saying he's 3. I'm just gaming guys that are in my top 5, and I'd have to sort the order out. Who else? I've always loved Mark Andrews. I know he had a tough year. He was banged up last year. Who else? Throw out some other names, and I'll tell you if they're in my top 5.
Cole Kmet.
Kincaid.
Dallas Goedert.
They're close, though. They're
Dallas
getting there.
Goedert. Hawkinson.
I like Goddard. I think he's special. He's so damn big. I would say Goddard's probably in my 5. He doesn't get the gross production that everyone else does, which I know everyone's obsessed with because he's got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, and they're going to take a lot of the targets and a lot of the yardage. But I think Goddard, when you watch him play run game, pass pro, passing game, he's definitely a top 5 guy in my mind.
David Njoku was incredible down the stretch last year.
He was awesome last year. I always thought Darren Waller, Raiders Darren Waller, before he got hurt in New York last year and everything, pre-injured Raiders top of his game. Darren Waller, I thought he was sick. Njoku, fellow Miami guy, had an unbelievable year. That guy never has a shirt on, and if I looked like him, I don't think I would have a shirt on either.
Freiermuth
is good. Yeah, I don't. Top 5 is that's tall company. You start getting with the likes of those names we just mentioned. That's tall company. But I think we're in one of the greatest eras of tight ends in a long time, right? I think we got stars, and then we also have a young generation of guys where it seems like every contending team has a tight end, and if you don't have one, you're probably not a contending team. That's kind of what it feels like, and I think we're just going to see that tight end position just continue to become a bigger and bigger storyline. I think what's cool now for young kids in high school, when I came out, Shockey was the cool tight end, right? He was just finishing up at Miami. He got drafted to the Giants. He was cool. He's at nightclubs. He was a star tight end, right? We had Gonzalez and Witten and Gates and those guys, Shannon Sharp, who were all-timers. But Shockey made the position mainstream and fun in New York City. At least in my generation, it felt like that. Kelsey and Kittle, and like these guys now are stars, not just amongst the tight ends, amongst any positions, and I think it makes it a lot cooler and a lot more like, yeah, I'm willing. I'm a 6'4" kid that's gotten too tall to play running back in high school, or I'm too slow of a wide receiver, but I'm pretty long and can run. Like, it's cool to be a tight end now, and I think the position is benefiting from it.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Greg, tight end you, very excited to see what comes out of it. We love having you on. We love you. Also, little spin zone. Now they're doing the 2-game on Fox. Maybe you'll be in Chicago a little bit more.
Dude, love that. You got to find the positives. Hey, we get a couple Friday night, Saturday night dinners, couple cocktails.
Yes, and it's probably only this year because we're gonna be Super Bowl. We might win the Super Bowl this year, so then next year we'd be. But this year we got a chance.
Yeah, we'll just take 1 year at a time. You never know what the future brings, and because remember, it's about talking football with the boys.
Yeah, it is talking football with the boys. Yeah, exactly.
You guys should sell that. That should be a PMT shirt on the website.
Well, I would like to invite you to Dude Fest. We're in the works of putting it together, so you're more than invited to that. That would actually be nice.
What's that look like? Tell me what that entails.
Guys being dudes.
Yeah, it should be a festival where dudes, no chicks allowed, just a bunch of dudes show up, and then we have a stage, and dudes can show. Like we're gonna do a topless contest, but it's scars. So it's just like a bunch of dudes showing their scars, and we rank them. Shit like that.
A bunch of guys. It's just like a bunch of guys being dudes.
Yeah, you come up, you be like, hey, I got a presentation, and then you come up, and your presentation is literally just like an old jacked up clip, and then we all cheer, and we're like, fuck yes, yeah,
love that. I mean, talking football with the boys. That's the center of life. So that sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, maybe we do one where it's just have a catch with Greg Olsen.
Yeah,
and just you get to 5 guys get to just throw a ball back.
Yeah, mic'd up, and we just see what they talk about. Yeah, I love that.
I don't hate that at all.
Okay. All right. Well, Greg, you're the best.
Keep me posted.
We love you, man. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you guys. You're the best. Look forward to seeing you guys when I come to Chicago.
Greg Olsen was brought to you by House of the Dragon. We're back, baby. The global phenomenon is back.
Oh.
Prepare for a summer of dragons with a new season of the Golden Globe-winning HBO series, House of the Dragon. The acclaimed series returns with more betrayal, more shocking twists, and, of course, even more dragons. Is Crab Feeder still around?
No, he got taken out by Daemon.
That guy was evil. That guy was messed up.
Badass.
The Crab Feeder. Following the brutal murder of Rhaenyra's son, House Targaryen is split into 2 warring factions. Westeros is on the brink of civil war. With House Targaryen divided, the kingdom must choose to support King Aegon's claim to the throne or back Queen Rhaenyra and her return to power after she's sent to exile. There are 2 sides to every story. With both sides have dragons. The choice is to bend the knee or to burn. Don't miss the show. Everyone's going to be talking about it on Sunday nights. Season 2 of House of the Dragon premieres this Sunday, 9 p.m. on Max. See how the rivalry began by watching Season 1 and listen to the official podcast on Max or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wow.
I'm excited.
That just fired me up.
Yeah, I forgot that show existed.
Team Black.
Is that what we're on?
That's what I'm on.
Well, I need to be
Team Black or Team Green.
I got to go.
Wait, who's Green?
Green are the one that killed the kid in the dragon.
Oh.
By accident.
Okay.
I would think you'd be on Team Green.
Uh-oh.
Bad Sports Town.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to support, a cousin killing his cousin and his dragon.
Okay.
The uncle and the niece, that's still a thing, right?
Yeah, that's Daemon and Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
That's just Targ stuff, though.
That's regular Targ stuff. They just do Targ stuff all day.
I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but I do watch House of the Dragon, which is a weird thing.
They got to keep the bloodlines pure.
Wow. Okay. So you endorse it.
Sounds like an endorsement.
That's kind of creepy.
I don't endorse. That's just how they roll. I'm just observing it.
Also, Hank, is that how you think you spell my name?
No, he spelt it the way that
but
you say it. Delente.
But the letters are still wrong.
Yeah, no, he knows.
I don't think he knows.
Yeah.
Hank's a great speller. His frontal lobe is perfect.
I just want to get under your skin a little bit.
Yeah, and he did. He got under your skin a little bit.
He didn't really have to try with that.
Memes, Mr. Pear's been red hot.
2-0.
Okay. Memes. Sounds great.
I got him a new log.
But he's been good with hockey, right?
Can we talk about that? We've got to just gloss over Vanny Woodhead.
Yeah,
we should talk about
you kind of.
Well, we've known he was coming back. I feel like the big Vanny Woodhead moment was when we got that text message from Billy while we were live that day, and he was like, "It still exists."
But that was so like I still, if you asked me that day if we would ever see Vanny Woodhead again, I'd say no.
Right.
It looks awesome.
Yeah,
now it's here.
It looks from the outside just like we left it. On the inside, there's significantly more rat poop than there used to be there.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna pimp it out. We're gonna make it awesome. We're going to do stuff with Vanny Woodhead. Vanny Woodhead's back. We should probably like pick a random game that we go to every year. That would be sick. Like I've talked to you guys about how badly I want to go to just one game at Fog Allen, a college basketball game. That would rock if we hopped in Vanny Woodhead and just drove to Kansas. Like that's what we should do it with.
Oh, we should go tornado chasing in Kansas.
Yeah. We should.
Yeah, Twister's coming out this summer.
Max can play the role of Buddha Ben and cry.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, I'm excited. What do you want me to say? I'm
Was that in Vanny Woodhead?
Yeah, it was in Vanny Woodhead.
Big time.
Outside of Cincinnati.
Was the funniest.
Driving through Ohio, there were 2 tornadoes. We saw one of the funnel clouds, and I think Buddha Ben called his mom.
Yeah, he did. He called his mom on me.
Yeah, I do love Buddha Ben, though.
I do, too. He's the best. I'm excited about Vanny Woodhead being back. It's more that, like I said, the moment that we found out that he was still alive was the crazy moment to me. Now, getting him back functional is a lot. It's going to take a lot. You don't realize.
No, I do.
I don't think you do.
No, I do.
As a car guy, there's a lot that goes into repairing a car like that.
As someone who's very good friends with a car guy, I can concur.
Yeah. I was working all day on the El Camino on Friday. I feel like I learned a lot.
What does that mean?
I popped the hood. And then I stared at it, and then I started pulling some of the wires, and then
why?
Well, I'll tell you why. Here's what my entire move was, because I had thought about this, because I don't know shit about cars. I was thinking that if I'm working on a sick ass car on the side of the road, eventually a car guy is going to come by.
You're right,
and he's going to be like, "What are you looking at there? Can I give you a hand?" And then I'd be like, "Yes, actually, you can just do the entire thing right now."
Yeah,
I was hoping for that so badly. It didn't happen. A lot of babes though. A lot of babes. Sweet ride.
So who's up and running first, Vanny or Sexy Red?
Sexy Red.
Vanny is not running for you. I think you think that Vanny needs like new tires.
Yeah, maybe vacuum the insides a little bit.
No, you're thinking like you want an exhibit to walk in.
Vanny needs a new engine. Vanny needs new wiring. Vanny needs literally everything. It doesn't work.
Doesn't have a key.
It needs, again, Vanny needs everything. Which I'm very excited to get the process going and to see it get everything. But I also understand that this is going to be a very daunting task because we agreed that we're doing it ourselves.
There's zero chance that
we should do it ourselves.
Just watching YouTube videos?
Yeah.
Zero.
Let's do it ourselves. You could buy an engine.
I think even if we got an actual car guy to work on it, no chance it gets up and running by football season.
No, this is a spring 25 project.
Yeah, 1 year.
Yeah. 1 year from now, Vanny Woodhead is going to be rocking.
I'm excited.
What's your first step? Or are you just hoping I'll take the first step? Because this was the reason why Vanny was scrapped at the beginning was I was just paying the insurance every single month. And it wasn't on the road. And I was about to lose my license because it was just like, I don't want to. They're like, where is this car? So are you going to be taking
my first step is trying to make some marketing and some sales packaging so that we can get some money into Vanny Woodhead that we can then spend on fixing it.
But I'm willing to put some of my own money too. But what is the first step? Why don't you? Oh, since this is a passion project for you, here's a good first step. Dunk. And you get $20,000 that you can put into Vanny Woodhead.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You will agree that if you dunk, you'll put that $20,000 into Vanny Woodhead?
No, I.
Oh, wow. So I guess you don't really love Vanny Woodhead.
What happens first? Vanny Woodhead gets driving or Hank dunks?
If you loved Vanny Woodhead,
will be up and running by July 4th.
If you loved Vanny Woodhead, you would pledge your money. I'll match.
Well, I'm paying for training, and I told Donnie I'd give him money. I'm the money that I get from this is I'm still going to be negatives spent? Probably with taxes and stuff.
What taxes?
Well, you don't.
Yes.
I mean, yes.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, with
Yes.
taxes. Yeah.
Yes.
Look, I would have to pay taxes on.
Yeah,
the
good
money.
point. Definitely.
On cash?
I think so.
No.
Yeah, definitely.
What?
No. Hank definitely would pay taxes for sure. Did you file your taxes this year?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm.
You were going to pay taxes on us giving you cash?
I don't know how that shit works. They ask you.
What? Who asked you?
Like on your thing.
Oh, I guess they do.
They ask you like, have you received cash
this.
for dunking?
No, you don't have to cut this. We'll give you $9,999. You can do that as a gift.
But then, true.
Yeah. So you're fine.
So we just made $1.
Yeah. So yeah.
Way to negotiate, Hank.
All I know is that if I were the one who was gonna dunk and get $20,000, I would definitely put it into Vanny Woodhead.
I would split it. I go half into Vanny Woodhead, then the other half to charity.
Yeah. But Hank's not gonna do either. So he doesn't love the AWLs.
I'll put it into. I don't care.
Oh, so you will pledge to Vanny Woodhead?
Some, yeah.
Why not all?
I'll get like one of those little dice cubes.
How much can we put you down for right now?
2,000.
That's it? 2,000? Let's bump that up. Let's get it to 5. Come on. Come on. We can get you to 5.
I'll do 5.
I'll do 5.
What is that 5? What is that 5 getting?
Whatever.
In return?
Vanny Woodhead.
You're not
looks
getting anything
awesome.
back from that. That's $5,000 to the van.
Yeah. Can we count on you for $5,000?
Yeah, but once we get money that goes into it, then I want to get recouped.
Well, let's
On
just
my initial
but
investment.
We need to. You got to spend money to make money. Ever heard that?
Yeah, I'm
saying?
fine with that.
All right, so we can count on you for a $5,000 pledge today.
Yeah, if I get it recouped.
Okay, all right, great. Oh, I can't promise the recoup. I just want the pledge.
All right, pledge.
We'll get you a tote bag.
Great. 10? We can get to 10.
No.
Why not?
5.
10?
You're in for 5?
I got you
For
from
5.
2 to 5
Okay.
so fast. Some old sales tricks right there.
Well, yeah, it's like when you're fucking two rich guys, it's hard to say no.
You're a rich guy. You drive an Audi.
This podcast is just rich guys, rich guy problems.
Rich guy's talking ball. All right, let's finish up the show. Pug, I think you're in for the beer games. You can't hear me.
I'm ready to go. Put me in, Coach Pug.
I think we need to. I think that's got to be our plan. Is we got to just we stack the beer games with
You guys should go and then drop out day of and have it just be Pug and memes in your place.
Just get sick. I'm down
But
for that.
still show Big Cat and PFT on all the graphics.
Yeah.
And then we should just drink beer anyways.
I hate that I'm such a good friend that I won't drop out, but I want to drop out.
I thought about dropping out. I did.
If you dropped out, it would definitely help push me towards dropping out.
I've thought about it.
You could be the linchpin of dropping out.
I'll also drop out if you want me to.
No,
I can't be
gotta
the
have
first to
Max do it.
drop out in this room because I promised Will. But if all my boys drop out and we got to do the podcast.
Oh no, it's not a lie for me to say I am thinking about dropping out.
Okay.
I'm thinking
when
of it, yeah.
when you've thought about it, let
I'm
me know.
currently thinking about it.
Yeah,
right now.
I've been thinking about it constantly.
Yeah, Big Cat and PFT are both considering dropping out the beer games, and in real small font, what it would be like if we.
Will keeps
Drop
getting
out.
mad at me because I said I don't want to go, but I'm going to go. He's like, can you just stop saying you don't want to go? It's like, but I'm being honest. I do not want to do this, but I'm gonna. That's a great friend move. I don't want to, but I'm going to. Sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do.
If
Like
James-
Hank pledging $10,000 to Vanny Woodhead.
If James Harden invites us on the bachelor party, I'm not going to beer games.
James, you have a chance to save us. All right, numbers
8.
18.
20.
56.
3. 99 Pug. 21.
62. Fuck it.
Why?
Why not?
Max, have you ever gotten this?
No.
'89. 89.
Love you guys. Steve Smith.